Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Oh my God. It's been a busy Monday. For me, at least. Like, I've been doing spring cleaning all day. What's up, guys? Hey, Natalie and Ryan, True Seeker. Okay. Georgia Peach, member for 12 months. Hoo-doo, go girl. Thank you, baby. Look, I made some new before we start this, I'll show you. I made some new membership welcomes. Y'all ready to see? Okay, look. So this is the old one.
Welcome to the hippie hut, man. Let's vibe.
Let's vibe.
Things like every day.
All right. Here's two.
Welcome to the revolution. We will not comply with the institutions.
Welcome to the revolution. Thank you, Natalie. Hey Earth. Hey Deetsy. Hey Dad. I've just been tinkering today. How's y'all's Monday been before we get into this? You like the last one? Hey, maniacs. We can get naughty nasty, not mean nasty. I mean, I can be mean nasty too, unfortunately. Do you? Me too. Hey, Willow. Willow, did you see my new membership? Look, 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 look. Let's pretend Willow just became. Look at that. Ain't it cute? Ain't it cute? Oh, I did break. Yeah. Oh man. What is up? Oh, cat's eye. I know Okie said she's got like tornado warnings or something. Like, geez. Hey, Jameson. Hey. I've missed you guys. Well, if and y'all get mean, I'ma just go pout in the corner. It's the dancing with it. uh, Good music. Good music. Oh, look, I got a new tragedy pimp thing too. Look, 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 look. For whenever we feature Aunt Nancy.
I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard.
Isn't that cute? She's the OG, triple OG tragedy pimp. So it is what it is. I still like her sometimes. Sometimes, like, she cracks me up. Like, I think it's because she's so ignorant that I'm drawn to her. I don't know. Hey, Mama. I went on a little early. I'm sorry. Now I do got to make something for Grady. I don't even know what to make for him. He needs some kind of like maybe thuggish, ruggish bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony or something. He needs. Oh, I bet they will perfectly. He needs like some thug music. Grady don't play. Mm. Hey, villainous cupcake. Hey, Hakab, Hakab. We hope you had a good Easter too. Disgrace. Hey, Wispy. I did. I struck this one up early. Hey, Hakab times two. Hakab, Hakab. I finished early a few times. Well, then. All right, let's jump on into this. Okay, so basically, what we're going over tonight is how lost in. Okay, since I went live, Smiley has continued spreading her rumors. Trev Time had Chris Proudfoot, who is Sebastian Rogers' stepdad's ex-wife, on on his channel. Seth has done like 5 more interviews, and um of course you still got the same other, ones that like to spread rumors and speculation. You got Dolly and Prayer Garden. I seen she's in on it. You got, excuse me, I just got done eating. So you got Dolly, you got Prayer Garden, you got Brittany J, you got Smiley, Trev Time, the lab, which the lab's kind of back and forth. He's teeter-tottering. Justin for all, Ziggy now, old Ziggy Bones. Yeah, you got all these people that are involved in the spreading of rumors and misinformation. So what I wanted to do was go over each and every interview that Seth has done since I went live last time, just to keep caught up. That's the gist of it. And this will make it easier maybe for Deets too. I can't remember if this, I think this one, yeah. I think this one was first. No, actually, let's go over here to I think the labs was first. Let's go over here to the lab. Now I usually don't like the lab too much. He's not, my taste. He is funny sometimes. He does some mean impressions. I mean, good, spot on impressions. I do like him. He is funny. In this interview specifically, let me link it below. I actually enjoyed this whole conversation. I'm not going to watch the whole conversation with you guys. We're just going to start where I think right here is when he starts to show, because Trev Time went to Tennessee and actually helped search, and that's wonderful. Like, I'm grateful for that, because at least he wasn't just walking around filming shit. He was actually out there searching and handing out flyers and doing the damn thing. Anyways, let's not stay stuck on Trev Time. He was on the news, so the lab plays the local news where it shows Trev Time, and then a few minutes after that, Seth jumps on panel. And Seth, for anybody who doesn't know, is Sebastian Rogers' biological father. Katie and Chris, I'm pretty sure, have not done an interview since Nancy Grace. Did somebody say
I'm trying to get rich before I leave up out this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard.
it? Okay, so the last interview they did was with Aunt Nancy. Seth has done a few more, so we're gonna start here, because I believe I'm gonna try to go in order. I believe it was this one, then the one I had up before. Hello, welcome in, everybody. Nancy, OG, triple OG. Yeah, I can dance. I cannot sing. I cannot sing worth a shit. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Answered the question that I asked him, although I went straight to calling him a liar, which is never good. So I'll take the L on that one. But you're the one that laughed when we were watching the search videos. So
okay, yeah, you were telling me to stop, and I did.
I told you several times. I said people are not going to like you laughing.
Nope.
Sure enough, for some reason they thought it was me.
Yeah. I guess my camera off. They just got a little tricked.
I'm a ventriloquist
By nature.
The search for missing
Avery, I kind of do too sometimes. I don't love her, but I do like her sometimes.
Yeah, that's one from today.
Unreal. Did you post this on your page?
Yeah.
I should have checked. I didn't check.
Volunteers teaming up with the United Cajun Navy.
News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry spoke with Sebastian's biological father.
I do want to say, because I see KCG right here, she said she couldn't figure out anything on this case. KCG, I would highly recommend myself, but I would also recommend Deets on the Streets, Nonsense, Duchess, absolutely Duchess for sure. These are the few that seem like they're putting out facts, not rumors.
I feel like I'm carrying the world, and all of a sudden I got somebody standing behind me, helping me hold that up.
Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological dad, tells me he has been searching for his son since the first day Sebastian was reported missing from his home in the beach area. And he says now there are more resources looking for Sebastian with the United Cajun Navy here following the conclusion of the Riley Strain search.
Normally we would deploy twice in the same area, but the outpouring was just so strong for us to stay and look for Sebastian. We said, you know what, since we're here, let's do it.
The UCN is working independently from law enforcement and joined search efforts on Saturday. Today was the first day volunteers were encouraged to help in the ongoing search.
There's really a lack of answers, and the truth is nobody knows where he is, and I see his family hurting, and I see a community trying to...
Where are you at?
That's Trev. Deet said people are making fun of Trev's looks just because of the interview he did with Chris Proudfoot's ex. Let me say this. I might not disagree, or I might not agree with everything you do. You know, it's your channel. You're going to do what you want to do. But just because I speak out and don't agree with something, don't mean I'm not willing to give you kudos as well, like I'm doing with this and with you going out there and helping search Trev Time. So pay no mind to anybody that is talking about your looks. Tell them to miss you with it, baby. Miss you with it. In fact, miss me with that shit. That's what you tell them.
Together run this boy.
But the turnout,
That's a young John Wayne. I don't see Trevor Lee.
volunteers say, was not enough. With criticism online, Seth says the drama on the internet has deterred some people from helping, and he says it needs to stop.
People need to stop their ego.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Just because you pick up a phone and start recording, you can either help with that or you can hinder. I am asking the world to help me find my son. I need my son back.
The handful of volunteers that did show spent the morning searching their assigned grid plan. Officials with the United Cajun Navy tell me due to a shortage of volunteers, they ended the searches around 3. But the search will continue tomorrow at 90 Volunteer Drive, and the only thing they need
Hey,
is people. As the
love
search
in the
continues for now,
laundry.
Seth is just clinging on to the memories and conversations he shared with Sebastian.
He's a teenager. He's 15. I understand. Oh, Dad, no. You're old. Okay, I'm old. I'm still your dad. You still have to deal with it. You may not want me.
How old is he? Do you know, Trevor?
How old is that?
Yeah.
No.
Probably younger than me.
Here now, but you're going to need me later, and I'm going to be there for him.
I'm doing right now.
Right now, I'm there for him.
In Sumner County, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
The search for missing
All right, now here is where Seth joins the panel. And honestly, the way these two talked to him, I'm sure it lifted a weight off his chest, a weight off his shoulders, a weight off his brain. Like, they just sounded like a bunch of guy friends up there chit-chatting. That's what it sounded like, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
What did I do? Guy on the news. It's a star. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna take.
Yeah, that's
Here.
Trev in
I'm gonna take John
red.
Wayne off of the.
John Wayne.
What's
he
up, man?
does. He does look like a
Good
young
day.
John
No.
Wayne. He absolutely does look like a young John Wayne. And that's not a bad thing, Trev. Tell him what I tell you. Miss me with that shit. Don't tell me that, because I was mad at you. But you could tell folks talking about your looks that.
Day, tired, wore out.
Think I am.
Yeah. So, are
I'd
you?
like to answer the question that was asked. I'd like to start it off with that to begin with. My son never told me that stuff. My son never told me what was going on in the house. If he had told me what was going on in the house, he never would have left mine, period.
Who asked? Sorry, who asked the question?
Miss Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, people are just.
Now,
If
he
I had known that
says-
my son was being abused mentally, physically,
So see, somebody's got Seth thinking he was being mentally and physically abused. And I mean, it's very possible. It's very possible, but we have not been told that yet. That is not a fact yet. But that's what he's talking about right here.
socially, no.
Hey, welcome in.
You had been in my house last year,
Oh shit.
and I just enrolled him in a different program.
Oh, Dad, thank you. Dad gifted 10 memberships. Make sure you thank Cody Jones if you got one of them. Welcome to all new members.
Yeah. I don't think there's always somebody that's going to say something, but I don't think that people. I know that I don't. It never once crossed my mind to think like, why is he letting him in this situation? And because he didn't. I mean, I never thought that.
Yeah, this was after the Nancy Grace interview where they talked about how Chris had hit him with the belt, but he says mentally and socially abused as well. Like, I don't understand that. I don't know where he's getting that.
One time. So I'm sorry that somebody asked that. That was
other than these speculative channels that are spreading rumors, not facts.
Not cool to.
Is that don't take offense to it. It just makes me hurt a little bit more.
Oh, Thor,
because
calm down.
my son didn't tell me.
See, Thor, we're not here to exploit the parents. We're here to let them see the interviews that others may not have seen. These interviews from Seth pertain to Sebastian only, not Chris, not Katie, not Chris's ex-old lady, none of that. Sebastian has gotten lost in the chaos of this case, period. We're trying to bring the focus back to Sebastian.
Sure. So I mean, so this is probably just a lot for you. This is a lot for you to digest, and I know that you found out some things probably in the last 48 hours that haven't been easy to digest. I'm sure, but the focus remains the same. Right?
Find my son.
Find your son. Yeah. And are there going to be some volunteers coming out tomorrow?
Hope so.
Yeah. Where are you guys? I mean, like.
Not yet, KCG.
Where do you get I'm just wondering, where do you get your tips and stuff from? Or is it just places that maybe, how do you kind of come up with the locations?
I've got people on the internet. People send a lot of things to my sister, to my mom, to other people that are helping me on some of these Facebook pages. And they come into me. I go through them all. And it's before when it was just me, it was like, well, I know what I'm doing today. I'm going to check out this place. Then I'm going to check out this place.
Yeah, because I think that, I mean, besides the actual searching itself, kind of just coming up with a place to search has to be difficult in and of itself. I mean, you want to search wherever you can search, but without any concrete leads, it is kind of difficult.
Because I don't get the leads from that TBI and them get.
Right.
I tell people, if you have leads, tell TBI. They can go search them. My sister, she gets leads from people. She sends them to me. I send them to TBI.
Right.
Same point in time, I turn around and tell TBI, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here.
It sounds like that you're very. I have a sister that I'm very close with as well. It seems like that your sister's really there for you.
She's a bully.
Is she your only sister?
Yeah, she is.
Do you have brothers?
No.
So it's just you two.
Yes.
And is she older than you?
Yes.
It's just like me and my sister, dude, just like that.
She's somewhere between 40 and 52, but older than me.
My sister's somewhere between 40 and 50 as well, but older than me for sure. That's funny. Yeah, my sister's a bully too, but she still thinks she can tell me what to do. And she still does.
Not that I know of. Gemini Slacker. I think it's pretty much just all volunteers doing it on their own now. I mean, at least they scaled back the search. They're more on the investigative part of it. So I'm assuming it's mainly just volunteers at this point.
And I still listen to it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like Chris calling up or Chris telling me that I need to curb my sister or he's going to step on her toes. It was like, good luck.
When did he say that?
When he found out she started the GoFundMe.
What business is that of his?
Oh, it isn't.
Okay, so right here.
Good luck. Chris telling me. Yeah, that's the problem. That's like Chris calling up or Chris telling me that I need to curb my sister or he's going to step on her toes. It was like, good luck.
Curb his sister, or he's going to step on her toes. Now that, I don't care if you're mad about the GoFundMe or not. Chris Proudfoot, that was rude to say to this man who's already going through enough right now. Like, because Chris Proudfoot is mad because law enforcement told all three of the parents, do not do a GoFundMe. It'll bring suspicion on you. They all three agreed. Seth's sister went ahead and did it herself.
When did he say that?
When he found out she started the GoFundMe.
What business is that of his?
Oh,
Well, tell him what business it is. Y'all all three agreed, right?
it isn't. And he's right. We had an agreement
There you
that I
go.
wouldn't start a GoFundMe and him and Katie wouldn't start a GoFundMe.
Yep.
Why was it?
I'm not mad about the GoFundMe period, but it's just like people are using that against Chris, and it's really something they all three agreed upon. But it still doesn't give Chris a right to go and talk to Seth's sister like that.
Can you tell me why you guys had that agreement?
Something about not making money off of Sebastian's disappearance.
Wow.
Didn't want people to think that, him disappearing was people trying to make money. And my sister asked me about the GoFundMe. I was like, I don't care. Just don't include my son in on it. Because I'm not trying to get anything from my son missing. I am trying to find my son. And she was like, okay. I don't have social media, so I didn't even know how a GoFundMe works.
And so he called you and said,
no, I wasn't.
Oh, he said that to you face to face.
Yeah. I mean, it was his prerogative.
Well,
perfectly.
I disagree, but if that's how you feel, good for you. I mean, I don't know.
People do stuff that you want them to do. We have free will.
Yeah, that's true.
True. It's like I told Jonathan, I don't care who comes and helps me search for my son, as long as you're helping me search for my son.
Sure.
I know that
Interesting,
Jonathan has a past.
Kiko.
I'm in law enforcement. I'm around murderers, rapists every day. And I hope that they change. They may not get a chance to go back out into society because their sentence is long, but I'm not there to punish them. I'm there to make sure they're abiding by policy. I'm there to make sure that they stay safe too. Jail's not a safe place.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I don't judge them for what they've
I hit
done.
the wrong thing.
They've already been judged. That's why they're there.
Well, there is no doubt that these shows, these podcasts can garner a lot of attention for the right reasons, the wrong reasons, but and can get people, your son's face out all over the world. There's no question about that. And that people with platforms, we all have a responsibility. There's no doubt about it. I think.
No, that was not about Sebastian. That one was not. Was that about Sebastian? I think people are not clearly listening to Seth. He often does not keep it on Sebastian, although the GoFundMe is attached to Sebastian when it's dropped while in his chats. Hold on, not keep it on Sebastian. I was going to touch the Sebastian. It is. Absolutely, it's still attached. Oh, thank you, maniacs. It's not an unpopular opinion. I have some opinions myself. This is the reason I wanted to play these though, is because he leaves his little bit of, mystery to some of the things he'll answer and won't answer. And that to me kind of makes it a little messy too. But we want to stay away from the Proudfoots as much as possible while covering these interviews. And Katie and Chris have not done one since Nancy Grace. What? Did somebody say Nancy? Oh my Jesus. Did somebody say Nancy?
I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard.
We did say Nancy Grace, and she shall appear.
I think that people do genuinely want to help And sometimes people butt heads, I mean, this is a high stress situation, no question about it. Especially for you, your family, the searchers. I mean,
Me
it's
too,
a very, very high
Kiko.
stress situation. And so, I'm not here to bag on anybody, but yeah, I think people
Never.
just want to help. I think for the most part, people are pretty genuine, when they want to help. And I mean, anybody that shows up seems
Hey, Steph.
that way. I don't know. I can't tell people.
Y'all hit that like for you,
have a problem with that.
girl.
It's trying to. So I don't even really bother with that, other than just
Yes, Dad, they are.
No one to life. I'm not throwing his past in his face. All right. I told him to himself that his past doesn't matter to me.
Sure. Right.
I would never throw somebody's past in their face unless you stab me. Then I might throw that in your face. But
Sure.
stab.
Understandable.
I'd be upset about that too.
Yeah, that might hurt.
I agree, Frenchie.
Sure. I understand.
And I wasn't there when he was booted off the property. I wasn't there when Dolly was there. I knew Dolly was coming down. I wanted to actually meet him. But I wasn't even informed that stuff had happened until afterwards.
Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You got enough to worry about. You got enough to worry about. You need to focus on the searches and the finding your son. I mean, that's not really for you to. I don't think that's really for you to square away. I mean, unless that's something you wanted to do, but you don't need that extra stress.
My only thing about some of this stuff is that if you're gonna help search, it's really hard to cook an omelet with a phone in your hand.
Sure.
I know how hard it is right now with my shoulder fucked up. I'm sorry. Can I even cuss on here?
You can.
Cool. My shoulder's fucked up, and it's hard enough for me to drive, do half the things that I was doing. So yeah, kind of fucking sucks.
Have you? So you've had a shoulder injury before?
No, this is kind of new.
And is
Yes,
that from that's
KCG.
from being out there and searching?
Got a knot about yay big in the back underneath my shoulder blade.
He's referring to when Jonathan Lee Riches and Dolly were out there and got into the arguments with United Cajun Navy.
And it's just, I need to increase the amount of water I'm drinking and
Yeah.
not drink so much coffee.
Stay safe, Okie.
It's blasphemy, but
Do you
I
drink
drink
what kind of coffee? You drink black coffee?
yeah,
You ever drink it iced?
no.
As soon as I came halfway out of my mouth, I was like, this guy's gonna call me a fruit here in a second. I like iced coffee. I can't help it. I'm not.
No.
I know. That was a dumb question.
So it's like the coffee is cold in my coffee cup.
No, Trev Time, who is up here on the panel next to Josh, is a totally separate person from T-Rev 757.
Do you like iced coffee? No. Don't ever say anything like that to me again.
I don't even drink ice in my sweet tea. It dilutes.
What if it's not cold?
Then it's warm tea, and I should be drinking coffee.
Right. Well,
Because UCN told them that they didn't want them on the property, and it was because they didn't want live streamers out there.
I don't know.
Party back in 1776 for that shit.
They asked for 24 hours, or it might have been, I think it was 24 hours. They asked for 24 hours to regroup and make up a plan for going out and, with the search team. And Dolly and JLR gave zero fucks about their 24-hour timeline. Showed up, they dismissed them. That hurt JLR and Dolly's pride. They got upset at them. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And then now JLR supposedly suing United Cajun Navy. I don't agree. Listen, I've been backing up United Cajun Navy, but I don't agree with them getting in that tit for tat with Jonathan Lee Riches. They should have been more professional and let it go. My opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't sweet tea then, but it was on its way at least. So these things, obviously,
yep, D.
the last couple of days have been tough. Going forward, is there searches planned? You have searches planned? What, like?
I know one slide.
Thursday and Friday.
There's supposed to be searches planned every day.
Every day. Okay.
Every day until we find my son.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's and meeting at this basically the same place every day.
Yes, sir.
And then you guys just kind of go from there. But you're not advertising where you're searching because you want a kind of a contained search. Is that the reason for the organization?
They're not telling me where they're searching.
Yes,
because now that they have come in, from my understanding, they really didn't want me out there to begin with, which is policy. I mean, it's policy for me not to be out there. I'm emotionally attached to the case.
Mm.
You know, they're worried. Law enforcement is worried that I'll fuck up a scene. That, you know, I find my son, and, you know, but I know what my job duties are. You know, I know what they are, but at the same point in time, my son's out there. He's probably cold, probably hungry, lost, doesn't know where the hell he's at. I need to fucking find him. I'm not torn between my profession and the fact that I'm a dad. I know what policy is. I know the correct procedures and stuff like that. But what do you think my son's going to do if he sees me after, you know, 30 days of not seeing me, being out there on the streets, not knowing where he's at? He's going to run to me. And it
I
would break
know,
my fucking heart to
Kendra.
tell him not to touch me.
I know.
Yeah, look, man, I completely understand. That makes sense why they wouldn't want parents of missing children on the scene just in case something like that happens. I remember in the JonBenet Ramsey case,
Yes, it was Avery. It was half of the group that went out there for Riley Strain. The other half went back home.
And you know, I'm not getting into who did what but
remember that case. I guess that really makes me fucking old.
It makes me old too. But
but I'm older than you.
A little bit, not a lot.
Hey, earlier you're like, oh yeah, I'm way younger than him.
No, I said you're younger than me.
Oh, but I'm not. I'm older than you.
I just thought you were younger than me because I was like, it seems that I'm getting to the point where like everybody that I meet now, I'm older than.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it does get that way. Like, you know, Trevor, what are you, 22, Trevor?
Same.
Yeah. Like, people be like, oh yeah, that's a kid. It's like, it's not really a kid though. Like 22 is not a kid, but to me, I mean,
when I'm his age, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. None, yeah.
I'm looking and I'm like, how old are you? And you hear the two come out of his mouth and you're like, man, you're still way behind the ears.
Well, that may be true. There's no question about that. But everybody, you get tired of hearing that though, right, Trevor? Be honest.
Yeah. I'd like to interrupt for a moment.
Please do.
Nicole B, there actually is. There is a reward fund set up, and I can get it for you. I've got it somewhere in my text messages, and I will share it to Trevor.
I think I've got it somewhere.
Do you?
I believe so. Let me dig for it real quick.
Because it is an attorney actually in Nashville, and if you donate to it, it's not really, well, you donate to it. He prefers checks. You go in, you give him a receipt. You go in, you give him the money, he gives you a receipt, and then he puts it into an escrow account. Right now, it's at $3,500. But unfortunately,
I'm waiting to see if they drop the link.
Decided to tell people not to donate because we had people that wanted to donate, you know, $1,000, $2,000 to the reward, and they told him not to donate. I've already called. I spoke to the attorney. He told me the process, and so there is an actual.
He's talking to you, JLR. He's talking to you.
Fund already set up.
Okay.
Josh, you mind if I share my screen for a second? I've got it all pulled up.
No, go ahead.
As long as we don't have to see the John Wayne, we're good.
For the record, I didn't pull that up.
The John. So this is the reward fund. To add to the reward fund, Sebastian Rogers checks must be mailed or dropped off to reward fund for Sebastian Rogers, James Ryan, Lewis, 1300 Division Street, Suite 307, Nashville, Tennessee 37203. All donations will be held in an escrow account. So there's the answer to that. Very cool. Yeah, I am surprised it hasn't been promoted a little bit more, but you know, there's a lot of.
I think he does too, Cammy. I just think
going on.
I think he thought that Chris Proudfoot's ex needed to be interviewed and needed her story to be told. She came to him. He wanted to give her that opportunity. I would have said, let's wait. Let's let things calm down a little bit because her story isn't pertinent to finding Sebastian. Does it give you some insight into what life was like with Chris Proudfoot? Possibly. She could be lying. We don't know. And that's just the facts.
Seth, hyperlink to it?
What's that?
So I said, is there a way to make a hyperlink to it? You know, I got to figure this stuff out.
Probably.
Just left me back in the VCR age.
Oh, okay.
It's because I hear Deepsy call you that.
Yeah, it's a video cassette recorder. And I have
a
Rescuers Down Under on VHS. Good one. You remember that one?
I watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, okay?
That's a good one too.
You know,
Room 6.
Actually, one of the last movies I watched with my son, and I thought he wasn't going to like it, but he actually sat there and watched the whole thing and enjoyed every moment of it.
Oh, see?
Oh, really? That's interesting. I think my kids would probably hate it, but they have terrible taste. That's what I tell them.
They're your kids. Their tastes are partly yours.
Well, that's
I
why they have
agree,
terrible
Max.
taste.
I have wonderful taste, except for in females, because I don't know what happened.
I was going to tell you.
Side of me that normally people don't see. The
I agree,
delusional,
Kiko.
exhausted,
I
and
agree.
don't really have much of a thought process.
But you got to blow off some steam, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm paying attention to chat.
You got to blow some steam off. I get in those moods too, constantly. Trust me, the chat hates it. Like sometimes I'll be like do a lab after dark, and I'm just like, why am I here right now? And then people are like, oh, Josh is in a bad mood. It's amazing that people can tell that you're bad mood. Somebody said we've seen it. Yeah, Josh, you seem off today. See. Somebody just said in the chat, Josh, you seem off today. I'm not off. This is how I usually am. Off. Josh, you're off today. Great. Now I feel bad. Let me see here. No, it's not that I'm off. It's just that this situation just is, it's perplexing and it's difficult to kind of navigate. I mean, with the emotions going on and people trying to help, people feeling kind of
sending good karma,
pushed back on, and it's just I'm trying to toe the line here.
Am I remarried? Please. I learned the first time. Can't you tell?
just let it out. Just let it out, man. Can't you tell? I can't. I'm getting hammered here. So let's see. Can you put that in the chat again, Linda, and I'll pin it for you. Yeah, it's just a conversation with friends. So
well, not crazy by crazy lady. I had an 8-track player in my first vehicle.
Yeah, so you definitely are older than me. That's true. Because I never had one of those.
Well, I feel sorry for you.
Well, you should feel
I
sorry.
really feel sorry when I bought my truck and found out there wasn't a CD player in it.
What was it? Just like a USB plug-in?
It is. Yeah, it's got one of those. It won't even charge my phone though.
Well,
it sucks because
I would take the whole back.
Charge my phone.
I would take the whole thing back. It's all tainted.
It's already paid for and there's no refund.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You got to pay for a car. So I had a brief conversation with Chris the other day, asking him why he hasn't been in contact with you.
I'm dropping the links to the channels I know are specifically running on facts pertaining to this case.
His answer was that he hasn't heard from you and that his phone, he knows that my phone is always on. So take that for whatever it is. That was his response to my question. When I saw your News Nation piece come out, that's what
I'm pretty sure that probably upset him a little bit, but it's the truth. But my whole thing is that I'm not looking for my son. If you don't want to come help me, you don't want to come help me. I'm not going to ask.
Right. I hear you on that, man.
You don't hear me sitting here asking everybody for help. Why do I have to call you personally?
That's a good point. I thought that your interview with Brian Enton was very, like all your interviews, it was straight to the point. It was
too old, being around the bush. That got me in trouble anyways. It did get me the best thing in the world though. Now I just got to find him.
Yeah, I think you are. I really do. I really do think that you're going to find him. And I said this when the first time that we talked. I believe that you'll be the reason that he's found. And because I don't know if Chris and Katie are looking for Sebastian. They say that they have, but it doesn't feel that way to me. And like I said, I don't want to rail against them because it's just not appropriate for me to do that. But
a lot of people think that they're guilty. I've seen some of the comments, but my profession says that you're innocent until proven guilty.
And there you go, guys.
And that even comes to when it comes to my son.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's not what you know or it's not how you feel. It's just what you can prove and where, the first step is finding Sebastian, and then hopefully everything gets squared away from there.
I've said that there's a missing piece of this puzzle, and I figured out what the missing piece is. It's what I'm looking for. Once I find Sebastian, we'll know everything.
Yep.
We'll know what happened.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
Be
God willing,
patient until then.
And he can verbally tell us.
Let me ask you about that really quick. His conversation, was he able to communicate just rather well? Like he could speak fine and all that kind of stuff, comprehend things?
Yes, there have been many times that I've got compliments from teachers about his vocabulary usage and his wide range of vocabulary to begin with.
Yeah,
I taught him how to read. I taught him how to write. I taught him. I was given a lot of shit because his first book that I ever bought for him was a dictionary. And I told him, if you read this from cover to back, you'll be smarter than half the people out here.
Right. Right.
And he didn't take me up on it. So
I don't blame him one bit. Comic books are way
Hey, Citizen
way
Sleuth.
better.
Glad to see you,
That, yeah,
man.
that is a straight up dad move. So I mean, you are a certified old father like me. That's what, like I told you, my kids tell me all the time. They're like, "You're like 50, dude. You're like 50."
somewhere between 40 and 50. Leave me alone.
Well, no, that's what they would say
I
to me.
agree,
But
Granny,
yeah,
100%.
just knowing, you're just, we're about the same age. Trevor's the young one here. He's the problem.
That's
Showing up with his youth and good looks and stamina,
Wow.
good blood pressure.
What's that like?
Yeah, whatever, dude. Oh, I'm Trevor. I have good blood pressure.
Josh.
What's that like?
That's who
You have to Josh comment.
unsupervised.
Oh, what do you
is
say?
taking.
That I have good blood pressure?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
Someone's got to clip that, please.
I'm sure it'll get clipped.
I don't know,
Seth,
Turtle Gang.
Was did Sebastian like any sports?
At one point in time, he did.
Baseball, right?
Actually, no.
Never guns.
We were in California for 9 years, and I was teaching him how to play soccer.
Oh, okay. Soccer.
Yeah. Well, I tried to stay away from anything that might actually get him hit in the head by any hard
Now, I'm sure y'all have heard this by now, but yes, this was something new we learned on this specific live.
or fast objects because he has a pocket of fluid on the right bilateral part of his brain. And the last thing I wanted is him to get a head injury from a fastball, a baseball bat. Football was definitely out of the question. He's too scrawny for that, anyways.
Right. What okay. Was he born with that?
Yes. he
Oh,
was.
thank you, Turtle
And
Gang.
is that, what is that attributed to? Is it just
Thank you. And in light of that, we're going to play the membership with Sebastian's favorite song. Those of you who didn't know, that's one of Sebastian's favorite songs, and it's also one of my favorite songs. Thank you so much, Turtle Gang.
genetics or what?
It's 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome,
Okay.
which is still a lot of birth defects.
Okay.
Like when he was born in 2008, there was 8 recorded cases of this.
Interesting. Okay.
There wasn't a lot of research on it because there wasn't no money in the research. So
Did he have epilepsy?
no, thank God.
He never had seizures or anything growing up?
Have seizures. I potty trained him 6 times. It was just like he would go to bed, and the doctor stated that he thought that maybe he was having the seizures in his sleep.
Yeah.
But he grew out of it. I mean, the doctor was like,
Yeah,
they
let's
don't do
not
anything. It's just like a little reset.
pronounce this
I saw
child
it.
unalive without that confirmation from law enforcement, please.
Many a times.
And he would have the tonic-clonic seizures.
Y'all
the
see
shaking
anything like
stiffness?
that, you're welcome to get
Well,
rid
no,
of it.
I saw the after effects because I think a couple times we thought that maybe he was having a seizure because but it was kind of like an absent-mindedness.
Uh-huh.
So he was sitting there, he would be watching TV or doing something, and then he would just stop and stare off into space.
Yeah, they call absent seizures. Yeah.
But then you could, snap your fingers, get his attention, and he'd come back to you. But there was times that he would go to bed, and when he woke up the next morning, you could just tell
That is
that
rare,
he had
Gemini.
no clue what happened for the last couple months.
Really? Yeah.
Wow.
They call that what is that? It's like after you have a seizure.
And that doesn't, just because he doesn't have those anymore, maybe it doesn't mean he didn't. I mean, that's always something to take into consideration because he did have a past of it.
I can't remember the name, but it's a state that you go into, and it takes a while. You don't know. My oldest son has seizures, and so he that would happen to him.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Like,
possible.
He was very.
Homie.
It took him a while to just get his wits about him. You know what I mean? Like a good half hour to hour.
Absolutely,
Postictal.
Avery.
That's what it's called. A postictal state. Correct. Thank you, Cat H. So
Postictal
it's a fog, kind of what you're describing
Yeah.
there. So, but kids grow out of seizure activity a lot. Like it's like 70-80%. Like kids when they get older, they tend to grow out of it. So that's very tough to deal with. So he and you said, and when was he diagnosed with autism?
Late last year.
In
And
October
before
of
that,
last year.
what was he treated for? Like what was his diagnosis before that?
Besides the chromosomal deletion, which was done at like 6 months old, they just went and diagnosed him as having ADHD.
It seems like a fairly simple diagnosis, especially for, but I mean, I'm sure that did he have that as well? I mean, was that something that he does have? Is it something that's still active with him?
What, the ADHD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make him act? Like if that's acting up, is it just as described? You just hyper and can't pay attention?
Boy.
Yeah. Just hyper.
It's a very late diagnosis.
Yeah. Did he shake his leg? Was he anxious? Did he ever get anxious? Anything?
Yeah.
Did he ever express to you that he was anxious?
You could just tell with his behavior.
Yeah. And how would you so okay, like, so this is just hypothetical. So say somebody comes across Sebastian, and he's scared or
I think there's
disoriented or whatever
ways
it is.
around that.
What would be the best way to
Kathy.
help him to calm down until help gets there?
Okay,
You know
so
him better
this
than
is a
anybody.
good question. Let's
It's
rewind
hypothetical.
it.
So say somebody
I was talking.
Yeah. And how would you so okay, like, so this is just hypothetical. So say somebody comes across Sebastian, and he's scared or disoriented or whatever it is. What would be the best way to help him to calm down until help gets there? I mean, you know him better than anybody.
A calm, soothing voice.
And he will respond to his name, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't stupid by any means.
No, I wouldn't imagine so, especially somebody that gets that many kills on Call of Duty.
He still hasn't matched mine.
Oh, he will. He will. He's got plenty of time.
I mean, he's definitely got an advantage while my arm is hurting. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody had a question here.
That's so sad.
Eric says, does Seth have any thoughts on Chris saying, Ellie told me not to talk about it on certain questions? Any thoughts on that at all?
I'm looking for, I have another phone right here next to me. It doesn't have service, but I love using my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
You said Eric. What's that name? I talk to law enforcement.
I think so too, Bendy.
I know what I can and cannot discuss. And so far, you guys really haven't asked me very many questions that I can't discuss.
And I get him laughing and joking around with these guys is a little off-putting to people. It's, what? The reason I think it's not off-putting to me is because he has the ability to be more lighthearted when discussing this case, because he hasn't been harassed and picked apart and just demonized. He hasn't went through that. So, like, say for instance, Katie and Chris, if they went on a panel, they wouldn't feel comfortable enough. If they did another interview, they wouldn't feel comfortable enough to kind of stay lighthearted and just talk about their child, because they've had so much coming down on them.
Sure, I understand that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you just maybe that's more at his discretion than anything else.
Well, I don't know what they tell him. I know what they tell me.
And that's not something that you're able to tell us, correct?
Nope.
Got it. Let me see. Seth, I hope you feel the love the world feels for Sebastian and you. Your heart is shining through. That's true. I agree. I did find it a little odd that Chris did mention that he didn't take a polygraph, and I think that's odd. Although polygraphs, I know that polygraphs they're not typically admissible in court, but they are used as a tool.
Well, in court.
Yeah, and nobody ever asked you to take one, correct? I mean, that's because obviously you were of your proximity and where you were at the time.
I mean, I volunteered. I was like, okay, so you gave her one. When do I go take mine?
Hey, Lisa.
And they never even responded to me. Like, you know how that annoying child gets ignored at the Christmas party? That's how I kind of felt.
I agree, Arctic Fox.
No, that's it. So what do you think? What do you think of old Trev when you met him the first time?
I was wondering why the wind blew the trash into the park. Hi, partner.
No, that's funny.
I only talked to
No,
him for
I
like
know.
5 hours
I know.
today.
I was gonna say we only spoke for the whole day.
5 hours.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
made sure he left his phone over there by his car.
Yeah, no streaming for him.
No, Seth is not in the chat right now. Seth, no. Seth is on the lab, Josh's panel.
Yeah, that's definitely not Trevor's MO. He's a very, him and I met through another case out of Tennessee. And
I don't know. I mean,
what's that?
Britt asked the question: does mom usually take
Okay,
Sebastian out to do so many things like the day prior? I don't know. I really don't ask about their days because I don't really get an answer anyways. And then Sebastian doesn't really like to talk about what he does at his mom and stepfather's, and I kind of figure out why now. Mohawk Mom, does Sebastian also have a nickname? First of all, I named him. All 4 names, I named
No,
him.
this is not live. Yeah, this is the stream they had the other night.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them. Wayne, Drake, Rogers.
Where'd the Dwayne Drake come from?
The Wayne?
Or the Drake?
The Wayne is my dad's name.
Okay.
And Drake is because he's always been my little dragon.
Interesting. That's cute.
That's awesome.
Definitely way before some music person thought they could call themselves Drake. Okay.
That makes sense.
Star T, the reason he seems like a normal boy is I didn't raise him like he had a defect.
Yeah.
He didn't have a defect.
That's a good
People
question,
see it.
Katie.
Some people see it as a defect. Me, it's just he's special.
It's just who he is. He's yeah.
I raised him like I would raise my next child. No, that's not an offer.
Thank God.
As for a nickname, it just depends on what he's done today to get himself one of the many nicknames that I have for him.
So
I like to call him Sharkbait, and he does that.
Why shark bait?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Nemo?
Finding Nemo.
You never watched Nemo?
And he had a DR.
Hey, Groovy Gal. Well,
Probably 18 years ago was the last time I saw Finding Nemo.
What's a classic part though?
I don't remember.
They were in the aquarium. They were having the ritual.
Yeah, they were having the ritual with all of them inside the aquarium, and then
Yeah, he said defect.
I remember.
JC wants to know. Let me ask you this question. Hi, Josh. Instead, I have a question. Was Sebastian a child who enjoyed going a lot of places? One day, referring to Sunday, and prayers for you. You're a wonderful man.
I think
yes,
she's hitting on me. I'm not sure.
the beginning perfectly.
It's hard to tell through text. trust
I
me.
don't know how far.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, it's hard to tell when they're right in front of you too.
That's true too. I assume everybody's disgusted by me.
Pretty much. That's how I feel.
Per the divorce papers, it was something, and don't quote me because I'm just going off memory. It was something like it's when Katie was in the Navy. Maybe was she in the Navy? She was going to work daily like that, and he was staying at home with Sebastian. Seth was. So she was the money maker, and Seth was the stay-at-home dad. And so when Seth talks about teaching them to read and, helping them with potty training, these are the things he went through with Sebastian while he was a stay-at-home dad with him.
That's just the basis I go off.
Boat with no oars. Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't really pay attention to what they're doing because Sebastian doesn't really tell me. Now, there's days that when he's with me, we might go to the store, we might go over to the game shop to play D&D, play Magic the Gathering, go fishing. I mean, there's a lot of things we might do throughout the weekend, but I like to do 1 or 2 things. Like if I got to go to the grocery store, then we're going to the grocery.
They were still married, I think, but they were living together too. They were separated and going through a divorce while living together. And it was, it seemed like a toxic environment. But I'm not sure how long they were together after Sebastian was born. Like, I don't know how long into Sebastian's, like, was he 3 years old when they got divorced? Was he 6 years old when they got divorced? I would assume a little younger than that because let's see, Sebastian's 15. They've been together 8 years. So Chris and Katie have been together 8 years. So 15 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So 7, maybe 6 or 7 when they got a divorce, maybe earlier, because I think Katie has said that her and Seth were split up for 2 years before she got with Chris. If I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to it.
True story. That's normal. After that, if he wants to go out to eat, I'll take him out to eat. If he wants to go play at the
Okay, there
playground,
you go. I was
and it's
close.
not
I was
cold
close. I was
outside,
getting there.
then I'll take him to the playground. I mean, a lot of when I have him on my weekends, we pretty much do whatever he wants to do.
And what is it that he typically wants to do? What, like a normal child wants to play video games, yeah?
He wants to play on his Switch,
Yeah.
watch video, or Naruto, whatever he have, or NCIS. He really likes NCIS.
He likes the show NCIS.
Yeah, he says I'm good.
I was gonna say he must be a Gibbs fan because I could see him liking Gibbs. Who doesn't like Gibbs though, right?
Right.
NCIS is a legit show. I've watched it with my grandma before, right after the Waltons. So I have to force myself to wake up to watch NCIS.
Right after the Waltons.
Yeah, dude, the Waltons are legit. Huh?
Yeah, that
I
would
like them.
make sense. Yeah.
I watch them sometimes. Let me see here.
Skirt.
See if we can.
Hold up. The Waltons ain't got shit on Little House on the Prairie. Just saying.
Was I that night? I was at work.
Who asked you? Yeah, that's.
Yes, after the divorce.
Yeah, did he like puzzles?
He worked on some puzzles. I mean, he liked Legos. So I would buy the single thing Legos, like Batman and his spaceship, or the Joker, and we would sit there and put those together.
How?
He might have been Grammy.
How expensive are Legos now?
Expensive.
Dude, I remember my kids loved Legos. So we when Kmart was a thing, we would go there, and I'm surprised how expensive Legos actually.
He's a corrections officer, Dad.
Were then, and I can't imagine how much they cost now. But they're supposed to last forever as long as you don't have a dog that chews on them. And I do have a dog.
Or a kid that leaves them out so you step on them.
Is there any there's nothing that hurts worse than stepping on Legos barefoot?
Yes.
Hot Wheels.
I was kind of being facetious, but I get what you're saying. I'm sure there are other things.
Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it reminds me of on Home Alone when Marv comes through the window and there's like the ornaments and the Legos and the wheels and he steps on all of them. He stepped on every single one. I've always said that Kevin from Home Alone, that kid is sick. Like he's a sick person,
Well, you got to be a sick person to be trying to kill a kid, anyways.
Yeah, but he was trying to kill 2 adults.
Kill him. All fair and
all he had to do was call the cops, man. That's it. He knew they were coming.
Yeah, but remember when they first showed up, they were dressed as cops, so now you can't trust it.
That's true too. So then he decides to try and kill him.
Don't tread on me. Don't come in my house.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But then the New York thing, he just took it too far there.
You're from California, Josh.
What's that?
So we can so tell you're from California, Josh.
I'm a snowflake.
Really close to it.
No, I'm actually from I'm from a part of California that's really not that way. I'm from a county called Humboldt County up in the northern part. And I mean, we're big country, but that doesn't change the fact that Kevin was a psycho.
Agree, Katie.
Me being from California.
I agree. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but he does. He likes to say he's a deputy sheriff. I mean, he is, but he's a corrections officer.
Yeah, he's allowed to do that. You know what? I think maybe one time I had somebody say something like that, like, "Oh yeah, we can tell you're from California," but yeah, maybe it does show. I don't know. Trevor's from California too, San Francisco specifically.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I said absolutely
That's what you
not.
told me once. No, you
That's not what I told you.
What a trolley ride.
Yeah, can we go on a trolley ride? Trevor, get out of the road. Great question. Can Sebastian swim?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy's been swimming since he was a year old.
Okay.
It's the first thing we did.
Like a fish.
You betcha.
Interesting. Okay. And he was attracted to water.
Attracted to water?
Yeah, that's what I heard early on. I don't even know what that means. I like water too, so I don't know what that means.
They say that autistic children are attracted to water. My son, on the other hand, I don't think he was attracted to water. I think it was more like he liked to swim. We go fishing, and he didn't want to touch the water because it looked nasty and dirty.
Right.
Because he doesn't like to get dirty.
And so they are operating under the not suspicion, but the assumption that he didn't have any shoes. I mean, is that something that is confirmed?
Yeah, he has no shoes.
Yeah,
The pair
a
of boots that I just bought him
jailer.
because he out
That's right, because correction officers are for prison, right? So he's a jailer.
grew the last ones, and the pair of shoes that his mom just bought him because he outgrew the other ones, and his old tennis shoes were still at the front door.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So say there was some sort of, disagreement or argument at the house and he got upset and say he said, I want to leave, which this is hypothetical.
Well, see, the deputy sheriffs here are road patrol, and I guess they are jailers as well. Yeah, I guess so. But like dad, he's considered well, now he's a retired deputy sheriff. But when he was on the road, he was a deputy sheriff.
Knowing him the way that he does, I mean, would he take the time to put his shoes on?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, is that a possibility that's what happened?
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird question to ask you, but like, is that something that you put in
Okay,
merit into, or
KCG.
you don't feel that that's what happened?
I'm trying
I don't
to
know,
keep an
man.
eye out
I really-
for you, babe.
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
Yeah. Hold on. And we're going to pin this at the top of the chat. Golly, hold on.
Listen, we're just stuck on the deputy sheriff comment. We're not looking that hard into Seth. Because I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think any of the parents had anything to do with it. Not directly, at least. Maybe indirectly, like if Sebastian ran away. What was he running away from? Why did he feel he needed to run away? Stuff like that could, those are questions, but no, I don't think any of the parents have anything to do with it directly.
Yeah, I think Josh said on the Red Ants.
I did. I did sit on Red Ants. Yeah. It was horrible, dude. Like, honestly, and I wasn't very old, but they got my Apple bag and everything. Thighs, legs. It was one of the worst feelings. It was like getting electrocuted, like mini electrocuted, like a little mini jolt.
He's got a pair of they're like Nike slip-on like shower shoes at my house. He wears those if he's going outside.
Mm. And do you know if he had any slippers at his mom's house?
That I don't know.
Yeah. And so if he were to just like take the trash out or something at your house, he would just put on his slippers?
Depending on where I put the trash can. If it's in the grass, he puts on his slippers.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He wasn't a kid that walked around the house with no shoes on, or he did?
Oh, around the house, he didn't have shoes on, but at my house, all shoes come off at the front door. Don't be tracking anything through my house. That's nasty.
Yeah. Trevor steps in dog crap a lot, so that's a good rule. Right, Trevor?
Well, he doesn't. What?
Very possible, Avery.
Okay.
Anyway.
Interesting,
I'm just kidding.
Wanderer.
But so the no shoes thing. I just keep going back to that because I keep thinking that maybe there was like an argument or something like that, and I hate to even speculate, but the no shoes thing is just really
good speculation. But I figured speculation station.
Mm-hmm.
Does Sebastian sleepwalk? Was a question.
I've never seen him sleep.
Not that you know, yeah. And
sleeping.
A little bit. Thank you for gifting a lab membership. It's very kind of you.
Yeah,
Did Sebastian carry a flashlight everywhere? And what?
Speaking of the press conference, let's see. I screenshotted Dutchie's community post. There will be a press conference tomorrow held by Sumner County Sheriff's Office about Sebastian Rogers at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to, there's a link over on Duchess's channel. If somebody can drop her link, you can go over and go to her community tabs and click the link to tune in tomorrow.
What's it look like? Praying for you both from Texas. And honestly, you guys don't have to super chat to ask questions. I'll try and get to as many as I can, but don't feel obligated to do that, please. Go ahead.
Where are we at?
Did Sebastian carry a flashlight everywhere? And what's it look like?
My house, he's got a flashlight in his room. So, there's that. Then there's a flashlight in the hallway, and there's a flashlight on my desk. And there's a lantern light by the kitchen table. And in my truck, I carry 2 pretty much mag flashlights. So he never had to carry a flashlight with him because there's always flashlights wherever he went in my house.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Sebastian liked the beach because he didn't like the sand. It felt weird.
Hey, second chance. Glad to see you.
Has Ellie sat down and told you what is fact versus BS?
You see that?
There it is.
See the flashlight?
Oh,
Where he left it. flashlight, gun, because that's where he likes to literally be under his bed with a flashlight, playing a Switch or reading the book. My son was weird. I loved every part of it.
That's
He
sad.
was just Sebastian. He is Sebastian.
Hey, Pop.
When I talked to you last time, we talked about the glasses, and I know that there were some conflicting reports about that. But so his glasses aren't at the. Is that his?
No,
That's
but they
yours.
glow in the dark.
What's that?
I said no, but they glow in the dark. I have 2 of them. I found 2 of them the other day when I was at the corner store.
You like ducks?
No,
Thank
they
you,
glow in the
Angel
dark.
Chip.
they're green and they glow in the dark.
Sebastian. Yeah.
So
That's
one
it.
for
That was his favorite color, right?
you betcha.
Yeah.
I
thought
still
he
find
said
myself like I was at
gum.
O'Reilly's to get oil for my truck because I've been driving a lot of miles, and I was there. And the next thing I know, I was leaving with Hot Wheels for him, and it's just like, hope I find him.
I hope so too. We'll do a couple more questions and we'll get out of here. Let's see. And Kelly K, thank you for gifting the memberships. That's very kind of you. I have some. If he put on his glasses and got his flashlight, he put his shoes on, so it just doesn't make sense. I mean, that's a great point.
Well, Sebastian puts his glasses on whenever he gets up out of bed.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
right. I mean,
Elizabeth.
and are you the same way?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Okay.
these aren't sunglasses; they're transition lens. But I put my glasses on every time I get up.
Let me see here. Speaking of flashlights, was it a Ring camera or neighbor who saw 2 flashlights in his backyard? What time was that? And I'm sure that you've seen the infamous lights. What has law enforcement told you about that?
That it's not flashlights.
Did they say what it was?
They said it was the trash truck. They said the one going that way was that picking up the trash, and the reason it was so fast coming back was
It is groovy go.
because it was going.
And that was caught on a neighbor's camera?
That's what they said.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Debbie, what's the question, Debbie? Sorry, the chat's moving fast. It's hard to slow it down. Let me see. Okay. Seth, can a money order be sent instead of a regular check for the reward fund?
Think
Do you know,
should-
Trevor?
The difference is with a money order, whoever gets the order can literally cash it.
Oh no,
So if
y'all
it doesn't make it there and somebody say steals it,
y'all send all the prayers and good vibes to Oklahoma. Yeah, our Okie was talking about that earlier, that there's tornado warnings. Y'all send all the prayers and good vibes to them.
which Bell's not really very secure nowadays.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed that it gets there.
I know, Queen of Kings.
Rebecca wants to know, as far as you know, has Katie always been soft spoken?
I'm going to claim the 5th on that one.
All right. Moving on.
Josh, I am dropping the link for the lawyer that's over the reward fund, so anybody that can contact him about any further questions if they want.
You dropping it in the chat?
I'll drop it in the chat. Yeah.
Chat. That's different than the chat.
Whoa,
Chat's the chat. Private chat is the chat.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, no, wait. I'm confused. Please read.
Evil Queen Yaya, you got Nunya blocked.
Does he know if the doors in the house were locked after Katie woke? And also, did the dogs hit on his scent outside the house? Okay, so the question is, do you know if the doors in the house were locked after Katie woke up? Also, did the dogs hit on his scent outside? Now, I believe that they did hit on a scent from what Chris and Katie say. What about the, do you know if the doors were locked? Like, there was no sign of forced entry, right?
Correct.
I agree.
The only thing I know about it is what Katie told law enforcement, because obviously I don't live there.
Right.
Yeah, the dispatch call did say that the doors were locked. So that's what was reported to them originally too.
What is can't see.
I know, leave it to Bieber.
But then
people
EMA
don't
director
think
said they
about
had no
that.
scent trail when he spoke to Nick Barris the other day.
What super
I
chat?
didn't get me started on that. Though.
Let's see a super chat.
Did Katie really pass the poll? I don't think so.
On
I'm sure you already
his,
answered that, correct?
yeah.
Hope she did.
You hope she did, but you don't have confirmation one way or the other.
No, I was told she did.
Oh, fun, yeah.
Why?
TBI.
Oh, that's interesting.
But then again, in my experience,
I hope
from what I
Groovy Gal.
understood, they always tell everybody they pass.
Well, there you go.
That's true. They do.
That's
I'm sure
interesting.
it goes along with the investigation too. I mean, maybe it's, if it, whatever they're doing with their investigation, their answer will also kind of reflect Because with polygraphs, it's not as much of like passing and failing. It's, if you show any sort of deception or inconsistencies, or if it just seems good, like if you're following your baseline. So
yeah, you can pass a polygraph and
yeah,
for many different reasons. Seth, is it fact that Katie installs home security systems, or is that false?
Me too, Andrew.
Yeah, she does.
And yet they claim they don't have one inside their house. I found that a little odd, but that's just me.
I'm law enforcement, so I don't have any guns.
Yeah, I bet. That's what I'm saying. I was talking about this yesterday. I said that's like somebody working at the chocolate factory and never having any chocolate. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me. What's that?
So that's different. I wasn't always in law enforcement.
But you always had chocolate.
But when I worked at Subway, I couldn't eat subs. When I was a manager at Pizza Hut, I couldn't eat the pizza.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of this interview because he tells a gross Subway story and I don't want to hear it. So we're gonna jump on to the next one, which is his interview with the news. It is really short. It's like a clip. So we'll just play it really quick.
More than a month since your son went missing. How are you feeling today?
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching everywhere. I mean, anything out of that 5 mile radius that the initial search did, they covered everything there. But there's stuff elsewhere. I mean, we got a lot of territory to cover. And it being over a month, he could be anywhere currently. So I'm searching everywhere.
You, Katie, and Chris had a meeting with TBI today. Did you find out any new information?
Not that I can discuss.
Any progression that might show hope in this search?
Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that away from me.
And how confident are you that Sebastian is alive, and what do you think he's doing right now?
Pretty sure he's probably playing video games somewhere. Nobody's letting him, whoever's got him, they're not letting him see the regular news. They're not letting him surf the internet. Or else he'd know that I'm looking for him. And he'd know that he should actually be trying to get a hold of me. And that keeps me going.
Is there strong reason to believe he may have been abducted?
I don't know if he's been abducted or if he's just, over at a friend's house. Never know. But I'll know when I find him. I'll know exactly what has happened to him.
And other news outlets.
Okay, to me, that insinuated a little bit like Seth believes that Sebastian is still alive and he is still, and that's wonderful. I love that. I love that. He's not allowing, you know what I'm saying? He's not allowing the time it's taking to find them. I don't know. He said with a friend. What friend? I thought about that too. Like, wouldn't they have already checked with all his friends? I thought he didn't have friends, but the ones he did have, the few he did have, wouldn't they have already checked with them? I don't know. It was very low perfectly. It was hard to hear. Who said? I mean, I can play it again, but it's very low. He is being positive and hopeful, and I love that. Angela, Cody Jones is my dad. I didn't see him saying anything disrespectful. I just scrolled up. I see him telling Cash to eat it. Can't hear shit. Oh, well, he ate a lot of something. That's not that serious. I understand if you took offense to it. But that's just... Yeah, he said he didn't eat the foods where he worked. Oh, so Dad was making a smart ass remark. It's okay. Everything's fine. All right, so That was the interview he did with the local news right after he did the TBI interview. Well, you know, him and Katie went in and talked to the TBI. Then he goes on Dolly's, and y'all, he played with Dolly this whole time. No, you're good, Angela. A lot of people, when they come, they don't know how to take my dad, but he was just making us, a smart ass comment. It's okay. I'm sorry if you were offended. Seth absolutely played with Dolly. So I don't know what there was to gain from this interview. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on it, and I want y'all to watch it and let me know how you feel. He is trouble. Just ignore him, Angela. Oops, I think I hit the wrong. I don't think that link was right. Hold on. Yeah, it was. Okay, that's Dolly's link to the video we're about to watch now. Y'all let me know.
At least somebody does.
Yep, gotcha.
At least somebody does.
Okay, what is going on, Seth?
Just tired, exhausted.
Okay. Now, I know you really can't go in this, but I know you had a meeting with the TBI and stuff today, right?
Seems like everybody knew it before I did.
The internet works fast, Seth. Word gets around. These internet streets, it's quick.
I miss dial-up days.
There you go. AOL. I watched a little bit of you and Josh last night. Josh, a good dude.
I saw you in chat, man.
Yeah.
I left your chat, and because you were in your hotel room getting off.
Yeah.
Getting off the internet.
Let me ask you this.
Look, Dolly.
Was there anything?
Listen, if we don't find some comedic relief in all of this tragic, oh my God, tragic, toxic, nasty situation. He didn't. It went right over Dolly's head.
Anything positive come out of the day?
I found positivity in it.
That's all. That's good. Then that's it. That's what I think. I know you can't go into it too much. So, how's the searching going?
You want?
Y'all gonna be searching again tomorrow, 10:30? Is that what you said?
Right now, that's kind of up in the air. I don't know what they're planning on me tomorrow. I'm ready.
Yeah, Dolly, because you bullied United Cajun Navy out of there.
I'm a Catholic, and it's Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
It's time to go commune with the Lord. Maybe He will give me what I need. Maybe He will reach down and bless me.
Definitely. So
I think Seth had something. I don't think it was a cocktail.
So if things what you heard today is positive, now if you think it's a possibility somebody could be holding your son against his will?
I look at it like this. I've been on the internet. I've been on the TV. I even been on the radio, which probably most people don't even realize that. But if my son were able to hear me or see me on TV or on the internet, he would know to give me a call.
Okay. So you think he don't have access to that right now?
I don't think he does.
Because
I really think.
Have you ever known him to watch the news?
No.
Okay, never known him to watch the news. So if he was on the news,
he's on leave right now. He's taking a leave of absence. He might be toking one up to ease his nerves a little bit. I am with you, Seth. I'm with you, baby. Calm them nerves down a little bit. Do what you got to do. This is a lot for you to be going through, dude.
Probably wouldn't even know he was on the news then.
Correct. I mean, I haven't had cable in
That's weird, Tess.
probably 9 or 10 years.
Seth, let me ask you this. Now, I know that tonight in the news interview, you said, he's probably somewhere playing video games. Do you know if he played these video games online with other people?
Did you say Seth? What? What is going on? What is going on here? I can't.
He's probably somewhere playing video games. Do you know if he played these video games online with other people?
No.
And see, in my brain, that's always a possibility. Because kids are sneaky, man. They're sneaky. They're so sneaky.
He didn't, or now you don't know?
I don't know because it's like at my house, a lot of the games that he was playing were on my account.
Hey, Golden Girls.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of them were solo games like Spider-Man and Batman Arkham Knights.
Okay. Yeah, because
but not all of them, because you've even said he played Modern Warfare 3. Or maybe the new Modern Warfare. Regardless, he has played one-person shooter games where there's like lobbies of people.
I play a lot of gaming myself. Certain games. A lot of, games where you're in lobbies with other people. I play a lot of online gaming.
I do that. I do mobile on my phone.
I agree, Katie.
Okay. So, I mean...
Again, he would be sitting there playing video games. When he played on his Switch, he didn't play online with people. He played single-player games.
Okay. So I'm just wondering how somebody maybe have access, to get to your son. If I heard you say today that
Yes,
TBI don't
Max.
think you're a suspect, they don't think Chris is a suspect, they don't think Katie's a suspect. So there has to be some. If they're not, like the internet is saying, if Katie and Chris don't got nothing to do with this, then there's another answer to what's going on. Or
There'd be another answer.
Another answer. Now, do you think would your son know the area? Would he be easily lost? Does he get confused?
If you stay all the time in your house and you're only going from your house to the bus stop, and then you know how to get to where you're going to school, and the rest of the time you're in a vehicle, would you really know how to get anywhere by foot?
Yeah, I guess if your bubble's small, you're right. You really wouldn't know the area. So if you got outside that bubble,
get out of my bubble. I couldn't resist.
You could get lost.
You get stuck in the woods and you're used to blacktop, you can get lost.
I think a lot of
the same
stuff
question,
is,
Katie. Listen,
he
could have. He kept saying all he wanted was friends. He could have met somebody without anybody knowing, and that would be no fault of their own. Like sometimes kids are just able to sneak things by. But the fact that Seth keeps like the interview he said could be with a friend. I mean, I'm like, that whole friend thing, like, I don't know, it's something to think about, it's something to ponder. But I agree a lot with Katie. Like that's where my mindset is right now. I don't know. It could be anything.
When I hear you say today that they don't think they're a suspect, some of the behavior is strange, like the whole going out of town thing. I think that was a little strange. Because I'd be like you. I'd be out here searching every day. I have one child. I have a daughter. She's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And even right now, I'd be out searching, I think their behavior, and look, it might just be the way they act and just who they are, makes them seem a little suspect. I ain't saying they did it, I'm just saying it makes them seem a little suspect.
Makes them don't seem right.
And so
What'd he say?
I know, and
Makes them don't seem right.
saying it makes them seem a little suspect.
Makes them don't seem right.
Makes them
And
no seem right. Makes them no seem right. Dolly says, makes them seem a little suspect. And Seth says,
Makes them don't seem right.
makes them no seem right. Maybe I'm just mishearing it.
And so I
Oh,
know there's some
makes
other
them don't
locals that
seem
are arguing.
right. Yeah, so Dolly's saying it makes them look suspicious, and Seth's saying, well, yeah, it makes them not seem right. Yeah, I get
Be
that.
out there searching. There's a few
Thank
search
you.
parties
Thank you
I
so
think that are
much,
gathered
Crispy.
tomorrow, other than the
Perfectly. Appreciate y'all.
UNC. There's another group of people that are going to be out there searching for your son, and I hope that more people start to put these search parties together.
Thank you.
And get out there and find this boy. If he's out there lost, he at this point he has to have some type of assistance, right? Because where would he get food at? Or where would he would need water, he would need food, he would need some type of assistance.
He would. And then again, have you ever been homeless, man?
No, I've never been homeless.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you think he may be going eating out of dumpsters, begging for,
I don't think you would be that way. I've been homeless before. Homeless people take care of homeless people, and homeless people have that little piece in their heart that where they take care of the kids. They always take care of the kids.
They do.
So you think he could possibly be in a homeless,
homeless camps and everything else, man.
Now look, I've been out there in the woods in Tennessee, and I've done ran into a couple different homeless encampments out there that looked like people were living in and staying in them woods. So I know there's people definitely living in the woods.
And I mean, I've been out there. I've looked for them.
No, Nunya.
When my parents came here the first week, that's the first thing they did. They hit the homeless encampments there in Hendersonville with pictures of my son.
And anything come of that? The homeless, I'm sure them homeless people ain't gonna tell you much anyway.
Well, if a child's saying that he's running in fear or something, homeless people protect them.
Okay, what do you make of the footprints at the retention pond? Do you think there is something to him, or do you think that's just a busy area, or what do you think?
Honestly, I don't know.
You don't know?
I only knew about those literally just because I listened to that call.
Oh, to the dispatch call.
Yep.
Yeah, I was listening to that, and it sounds like he was running, but I heard you say he could swim.
Yep.
And that I went to that retention pond, and it ain't very deep. It ain't like he could drown in that. But I wonder why there's no trail.
I agree.
From there.
And I think that's perfectly normal, Tess, just because, he went missing. We're going to speed this up a little. He went missing in their care, in Katie's care, not even in Chris's care, in Katie's care. So I would be a little suspect too.
That's it just ends there. And here, you live down there. Does the trash run that early in the morning for them lights to be a trash truck?
Trash ran at 5 o'clock in the morning. The reason it's at 311 is because the guy's DVR recorder is stuck at 311.
Oh, okay. So
I watched that whole thing, and they showed me 10 minutes of it, dude. And the timer still was at 311 when it started, and 311 when it finished.
Okay, so the video was actually at another time, and it wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so he did get the truck early that morning.
Seth?
It's just the fact that their timer on the DVR was broken.
Have you been in communication with Chris and Katie?
They called me today.
Are y'all kind of patching up the relationship? I know they were a little mad at you about the GoFund stuff, and I've heard that, everything. So are y'all working that out? They got to understand that you're out there searching for the boy and that you're going to need help. They got to understand that. To be mad at you or anything like that. They need Chris should be out there beside you helping you, is what I believe. They shouldn't be mad at you. That's a family thing. I don't know. And if it's true that they're not suspects and they don't got nothing to do with this, I hope your family can work this out and that Sebastian's found safely. And maybe it is just a upset with the stepdad and he's took off, and he's okay. It would make more sense than them hurting him for no reason.
Things just don't make sense with this.
Now, I don't know the reason that the CPS was called at the house. I just didn't know that. I heard you say that you found out later that they didn't tell you anything, that there was any reason.
That podcast there, man.
That the CPS have came to the house over, I guess, him going to school saying that his stepdad hit him with a belt.
I guess.
Okay. So he's saying he didn't find that out until that podcast, which it first came out. I think he mentioned it on Duchess, and then Smiley questioned him about it again, about the belt, the stepdad and the belt. And then it was brought up on Nancy Grace. So Seth is saying he didn't know about that until the podcast aired it.
I didn't know about it until he said it in the podcast.
Let me ask you this, and this is an important question for Dad. Have y'all ever discussed the discipline of your child? Have you ever discussed it with Chris? Because I can tell you, look, my baby mama, I told her boyfriend, I said, you ever put your hands on my kid, I'm going to prison. I'm going to come out there and I'm going to do some bad shit to you. That's what I told him. That's exactly what I told him. But luckily, he was a good dude. He never put his hands on my daughter or anything. But I let him know right off the rip, don't discipline my child. If you need my child disciplined, you call me. I will discipline my child. Had y'all ever discussed anything like that?
Supposed to be no corporal discipline.
So he wasn't supposed to touch your son whatsoever. Yeah, see, that's how I am. I mean, it's just one of those man laws. I try to, because most of my viewers are women. They don't quite get man laws.
Good night, Dad. Love
you just don't put your hands on another person's kid, especially when you're in the picture and you're an active father. And I don't know if it's the case he ran off, he's gonna turn up. If he's I've listened to you say, because when you hear Chris and them talk about him and the mom talking about him, like, he uses the bathroom on himself.
I don't know, because can we say for sure Seth did anything? It was in those divorce papers. But that was one side against the other. That was Katie saying, hey, Seth did this to Sebastian. And there's Seth saying that never happened. She's doing this to win custody. But it was never proven that Seth did anything to Sebastian. So, I mean, it's hard to question it.
Make him sound like he's not as functional as you make him sound. You make him sound like he's a normal kid. Everything's okay. And they make it sound like a little bit different story.
There is, not to play word salad, there are 3 parts to every story. There's my part, their part, and the
truth. Yeah.
All right. Now.
Yeah, but I hope you're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be telling the truth. So I hope the truth is with you.
First of all, I don't got shit to fucking hide.
Yeah.
So but at the same point in time, I don't talk a lot of shit. I'm not the monkey at the zoo. I'm not throwing shit.
Yeah.
All right. I will not defend people that dig their own fucking grave. When you guys are talking about.
That's interesting. He's saying, like, y'all came out here and did these interviews and did it to your damn self.
Their behavior makes them look suspect. That's probably because they want you to. That's their behavior.
Yeah.
I ain't their parents.
Yeah.
I raised my son.
Yeah.
That's why this doesn't make sense to me. Was there supposed to be child support? No. Were we going back to court? No. Our decree says that we can change it the way we want to if we both agree to it.
So they wouldn't have there was no real reason for them to, because some people be like, well, she was scared she was going to pay child support, but y'all had an agreement with y'all child that y'all would take care of whatever between that needed to be taken care of. So there was never no child support. Me and my baby's mother, we made the same agreement you made. We made the exact same agreement. If my daughter needs something, I will take care of it. Right.
Yeah, right. You know how many times Katie's called me up, hey, he needs a new pair of glasses. Okay, well, tell me how much it is. I'll transfer the money.
Exactly. That's exactly what I did with my babies. When she never took me to court for child support, we were co-parented separately. And everything worked out perfectly fine. There was no, like if she would have took my daughter, like she had custody. Like if I would have took her.
Yeah, but if Seth was really putting his hands on Sebastian and there was a way to prove that, would they have given him every other weekend? I'm not sure. I'm not very knowledgeable on divorce and courts pertaining to divorce. I'm not knowledgeable in that. Thank God. I'm not.
I wouldn't have took her to court for child support either. So there's really no, no reason for her to hurt her child. A lot of people, I do believe, think Katie may have hurt your child, and to do that, there would have to be some reasoning for it, and I just haven't seen any of that.
So I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Even I was getting what I wanted since the divorce, anyways. I was okay with, joint legal, joint
Excuse
physical,
me.
but I was getting what I wanted.
Yeah, and now he was getting to get ready to come stay with you for the summer, right?
I already have him enrolled in school here.
From your address?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
he was going to come live the summer with me, but he was going to start going to school up here at the end of summer.
Okay, now here's my problem. I've heard Seth say this twice. I don't know if it's different in other places, but in Georgia, you cannot be enrolled in 2 schools at the same time. So it would have been absolutely impossible to enroll Sebastian if they lived in Georgia. This is just what I'm saying. While he was still in school in the district with his mother, it would be impossible to enroll him at the same exact time for the future, even for the next coming year. In Georgia, you can't do that. Like, you have to wait until one finishes and then you can enroll them. So I don't know. I don't know. I just found that weird.
Oh, okay. So he was going to start living with you full time. Now that's what I've heard. That's what was rumored to me in the beginning, that he was coming there and then that he was going to be living with you.
Yes. I was going to take him for the summer.
Maybe
now, how
so,
long had that been
Shorty.
planned? Like, how long, when y'all discussed that with Kate, like, how long did you go, okay, I'm going to take him this summer, then he's going to live with me and go to school? Had y'all planned that? Have y'all discussed that? Huh?
Since last year.
So this ain't.
Okay, so this has been planned since last year. So it's not like it would be something, because a lot of the people spreading the misinformation, the rumors, the speculation are saying, like, what if it's because he was about to go live with Seth and she didn't want that to happen, so she had to have something done to stop that from happening because it was happening so quick. No, it wasn't happening so quick. It was something known for a long time.
Something that just popped up, or so this has been planned that he was going to come stay with you. Okay, that makes a little more
That
sense.
matters.
So there's no reason in there for her to be like, oh, he's going to take the kid. I've heard a lot. I'm sure this. And
I've read a lot, and some of them I find them hilarious, like the gentleman that called in.
The snake.
The snake ate the boy.
The snake ate the boy.
That's interesting. So it's different in different places, and that's why I didn't want to say. I just know what it is here, and I wasn't sure what it was in Tennessee.
Dingo's got my baby. Look, I know it's hard as a parent to definitely hear the crazy stuff of the internet, right? Just theories and speculation.
I agree, Rock,
do
a
it.
bit.
I say things like, I think this happened. I think this happened.
But I think that's why Chris and Katie look so suspicious, because they do the initial interview, they're chewed up and spit out for it. So then on the next interview, they try to change it a little. They tried to word it a little differently. The second interview was just them with their hands. You couldn't even see their faces. They tried to take their faces completely out of it to see if that would help. They still got chewed up and spit out. So then the next interview, they're trying to answer things a little different, or a little more of the timeline comes out. It's because they're trying to please these YouTubers, and these YouTubers don't fucking matter.
I think it's human nature to be curious. Curiosity killed the cat, and there's a lot of curiosity. But some of the stories for me, like some of the theories are so far out there, even for me, that I'm like, okay, okay, that's a little much. That's
Probably
a little much.
so.
I'll just say that I'm missing aluminum foil and tinfoil at my house because somebody's wearing it as a hat somewhere.
Well, listen, I've seen parents of missing kids wearing aluminum tinfoil hats. And matter of fact, parents of missing kids in Tennessee wearing aluminum
Thank you,
tinfoil hats
Lieber,
on
that
live
helps.
stream. Okay, I'll send you a picture if you don't believe me.
I believe.
So, I've seen it. I've seen a lot.
I spent 9 years in California, and then I moved back here to the United States. And I'll tell you right now that I've seen them both.
Now, I've heard you say you're innocent to proven guilty. You work in corrections, right? And I've heard you say you're not there to judge people, right? And I've noticed a lot of this is you don't do that. You don't get on the news and you don't talk bad about people. You try to stay neutral. It ain't no reason really to ruffle a bunch of feathers, like talking shit about people that you're gonna have to deal with for the rest of your life anyway. That's the mother of your baby. Her old man's a little I think he overtalks her a lot. I think he seems controlling.
I've heard that.
I don't know the guy, but he looks a little angry. He seems controlling. And when they ask her questions, he answers the questions. Like he don't give her a chance to speak, and that's what I think is making people go, so, "This dude ain't. He's been married 5 times." Okay, I mean, how many
I've
times?
been married once.
Once.
I learned.
So I think maybe if it didn't work out in 5 times, it might not be in your. You might not be the best dude if you know.
No, 5 times. Maybe I would say if I was looking out from the outside, I would tell the person if you've been married so many times and it's not working, it can't be the person that you're with. It's the person in the mirror.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's hardest to see your flaws. Like me, I'm sure I got plenty of flaws, but it's hard for me to see my own flaws. But other people can see them.
I know flaws.
Yeah, I know some of mine. I don't want to bring them up right now.
My heart is critic, so it's like I know my flaws. I don't know all of them, but I know the majority of them.
So when they tried to call you today, did you speak with them?
I did.
Okay. And let me ask you this: when you went and met with the TBI today, was Katie and Chris with you? Can you answer that?
Katie was there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I ain't gonna make you get you into something that you ain't supposed to speak on.
If I answer something that I'm not supposed to answer, I'll know.
Okay. All right. So you said
I'll be in trouble later.
Yeah. So you say today was hopeful, which is a good thing. Okay. I won't go into what they did. Let me ask you this: they show you a video?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that video contain your son?
Yes.
Okay. Was that video from somewhere outside that house?
Yes.
That means your son's out there.
They showed me a video that I have been asking for from the very beginning. I wanted to see a video of my son after I spoke to him Thursday and before he disappeared on Monday.
Okay, so this video of your son is from after the time he went missing?
No, it was before.
It was before. Was it the video from the restaurant?
Yep.
I knew it was that video from the restaurant. I went to that restaurant the other night, so I had chicken. And I also spoke to the people there.
Had chicken?
Huh?
You went to a steakhouse and had chicken.
I had chicken. Yeah, I had chicken. And a loaded baked potato and broccoli. I always go to the steakhouse and get chicken. I don't know why. I do it at Outback too.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you can't go to Chick-fil-A and get a hamburger.
Yeah, I know. So I went to the restaurant. I spoke to the waitresses and stuff at the restaurant because that's what I do. I sleuth around and try to look for answers or clues or different things. So the video from the restaurant. So there's nothing from the point that you haven't seen anything from the point he's went missing, just prior to it. So they showed you a little prior. Did everything seem happy in the video? Everything seemed good. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. But let me think. I want to dig into a hole here.
It's because you're not asking the right question.
Yeah. Okay. What do the police believe happened? What did they tell him? Did they ever hit you with anything? Did they just keep it? You can't answer that one, huh?
Didn't tell me nothing.
They didn't tell you nothing.
They're not going to tell me anything on the investigation.
Well, why show you the video?
Because I'd asked.
You would ask for the video. So
I asked. I said I need to see proof of life
before. Okay, because you wanted to know he was alive before he went missing.
I wanted to make sure he was okay beforehand.
Okay.
And they showed it to me.
And he was okay, and everything was good.
Okay, so he asked for proof of life basically before he went missing, like the last video of him before he went missing, and that was at the restaurant. Okay, and then he tells Dolly he's not asking the right question. Well, what kind of I don't know what the right question would be. That's what I mean by like he was playing with Dolly a little bit. He was kind of messing with him a little. And KCG, not that I know of. I don't think anybody really knows who it is.
Good with him. Normal.
Yep.
Oh.
Hey, Doug.
And you said he wouldn't.
Still not asking the right question.
Okay, well, tell me what the right question is there, Seth. What do you got? What do you know, Seth, that we don't know? Can you tell us what you know?
I had 2 more meetings today afterwards.
You got, say that one more time.
I had 2 more meetings afterwards.
After you seen the video?
I had 2 more meetings afterwards. I had meetings planned all day today.
With TBI, law enforcement? Okay, you met with somebody else?
Yeah.
Is it FBI?
Huh?
Is it FBI?
Nope.
Okay. Well, yeah, why you happy?
More information that I didn't have before.
Oh, all right, let's get it. Let's get it, Seth.
Just more information.
Okay.
Now, see, I already told them I'm running my own investigation as well.
Uh-huh.
I still want to intrude upon their own.
Okay.
No, I'm as well.
Do you think that, okay, this is a question for Huntress. Does he think that they will wrap up soon and his baby will be found? She asked that question from the chat.
Oh, that's beyond a doubt. That's an everyday when I wake up.
Okay.
All right. That's being hopeful and knowing that the answer's out there and I'm going to find it.
Now, are the police being like reassuring?
So he had 2 more meetings after the meeting with the TBI, and it wasn't with the TBI again, and it wasn't with FBI.
That they're going to figure this out to you.
Yep.
Huh?
But it was with someone or some people who were able to give him more information than he had before.
Yep.
Okay. Have you spoke with the FBI?
Yep.
Okay. Now, one of my things is this.
I hope so, Tess.
Them houses out there in that neighborhood are really, really nice houses. Most of them have security systems, cameras. Why is he not on any of those cameras?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. Like, but then again, if I lived in a house that cost $688,000, I damn well have a fucking security system on it too.
Yeah, and I mean, most of them houses out there are.
Is my life to promote his GoFundMe? Absolutely not, Duchess. If you mean, is he going around to all these channels? Yeah, we still got 2 more interviews. Guys. I don't know, Duchess. I don't know.
Up there in that range, they start at 500,000. They're living a lot better than me. I noticed there was a lot of cameras out there.
Law enforcement, they're making a lot more than I am. Okay.
Yeah. I said the same thing when I said, I was like, they're making a lot more than I am.
Going the way they're going, I might turn around and have to go start flipping burgers for $22 an hour.
Well, if he met with other people that were able to give him answers he didn't have, maybe it was his PI. I mean, it could have been family members. We don't know, but of course, that's about Sebastian. I got you, Duchess. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a lot. Girl. And again, we can think things that these parents do is weird and fishy and doesn't make sense all day long. But we have to give some grace. We have to give some I can't think of the word. We just got to give them I'm just going to say it again. We got to give them grace and we have to realize that they're not going to say all the things right. They're not going to do all the things right. It's not that they want to be suspicious. It's just, it's a shitty, sticky, messy situation. Their baby is missing and their minds probably aren't working right. They're still trying to process things. Yes, it's been a month, but if it was my child, I'd still be trying to process things too. So I try to give that grace.
So how is everything with your work? Did they understand what's going on?
I asked for a leave of absence. When I ask for a leave of absence, they know that I'm looking for myself.
Hey,
So they're not giving you a hard time at work. So when you decide to go back to work, everything's gonna be good with you.
Shambles.
I'm hoping. I haven't heard from them.
Okay.
I agree, Tess.
Let me think of anything else.
I've been saying that since the first live stream I did pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, is that these parents just need to zip it. They need to zip it. They need to go off grid and they need to focus on finding their baby.
Okay, so you met with you had a couple more meetings today, other than with the TBI. You gained more information. And we learned that the trash truck that was
Okay. Duchess says, I offered to give him a place to speak a long time ago, and he said no, he didn't want to, and then went live later that night with Terry Lynn, which was an awful decision. Terry Lynn is speculating and spreading these rumors just as bad as Smiley's World. I'm just saying.
was just a trash truck. It wasn't flashlights.
Right.
The shoe thing. And now I've heard you say this.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he stepped in the ant pile, the fire ants. I'm from Georgia. I know about them fire ants. They'll light your ass up, boy. I mean, like cigarette burns. They got me good. As a kid, I fell into one riding a bike.
I thought of it as a cigarette burn because I've never been burnt by a cigarette, but I've been burnt by a match head before. And that's what fire ants remind me of.
Yeah, it reminds me of a cigarette burn. It'll blister up. It hurts. Matter of fact, my yard, we got some fire ants in my yard that'll get your ass. I got the biggest ants you ever seen.
I agree, Tess.
They're the biggest ants I've ever seen in my life to be at my house. They are huge.
Like, if I had the choice between Terry Lynn and Duchess, or Smiley's World and Duchess, or let's say Smiley's World and Dietz, even though Dietz doesn't do interviews, I would choose Dietz and Duchess and Alex Erickson and people like that who are trying to cover these cases with facts only.
Ass ants.
Or Velveteen ants.
These look like monster ass ants.
Red and black and about yay big.
So you don't think he had never ran off before?
I agree.
If he was to say,
Duchess.
"Hey, I'm upset with my stepdad. I want to get out of here," why wouldn't he take any shoes? And why, when
Absolutely,
everybody asks her that,
Kendra.
Chris overspeaks her?
I don't know.
So certain. Like, how does he know he took the flashlight?
Don't know again.
Or are they just missing a flashlight?
Huh?
I mean, are they missing the flashlight? I mean, I guess they're missing a flashlight. That's what makes them think they took the flashlight. Because if she was in bed when he left, how does she know he had the flashlight?
I would say that she's saying that because they can't find it.
Yeah, I would think so too. And I'm sure, being a mother, she knows what shoes he has, and all them shoes are accounted for.
Yep, shoes go off at the front door at her house just like they go off at the front door at mine.
Okay. It just seems a little odd that he would leave like that with no shoes on and never done that before.
I know she
Yep.
is.
Does he,
Elizabeth.
does he ever have any episodes,
What do you mean by episodes?
like maybe where he don't know what's going on, gets confused?
He hasn't had any of those type of seizures in years.
Okay. Okay. So when he was young, he would have these type of medical, but as he got older, he grew out. He outgrew them.
B&B, stop.
Okay.
No, you wouldn't.
And the condition, I heard you say something that he has one side. He didn't want to play in football
He was house searching, Mama.
or baseball or anywhere he could get hit because he had like some water on his brain or something, a pocket on one side of his.
He had a pocket of fluid on the right bilateral part of his brain. Yes, I believe my son is alive.
So he couldn't really take a blow to the head or nothing. If he fell.
Hey, I have a phone call coming in.
Okay, Seth, I'll let you go. I appreciate you coming up here and share with us. Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Seth.
All right, so that's the end of that one. Lord, Lord, Lord. We're almost done. Yes, there is a presser tomorrow. They said they're not going to really have any new information. So I really don't understand what it's for, except for maybe the parents will get on there and make a public plea. I'm not sure. I don't think Pascal is trash. I think he exaggerates and plays into things that are kind of rumors because it's what people like on his channel. I think he does go a little overboard sometimes, but I don't think he's trash. I like Pascal. All right, so this is T-Rev 757, not to be mistaken with Trev Time. So the reason I'm just going to play it from here is because T-Rev played the interview that Seth did on Pascal the night before. And then at the end of the Pascal interview, Seth calls in to T-Rev. So we're going to start it here, okay? Let's speed it up.
Talks about this insurance and different things in the interview. Again, I don't know if you guys seen it, but this interview was last night on the Pascal show where Chris, listen to me. Seth came up here and talked to Pascal about what's going on, the new spot you can go and help search, and different things. Check it out.
Like a John Grisham novel, to be honest.
Hmm.
Thank you. Yes, I'm live. I'm not putting you on the camera. Nobody wants to see you.
Yeah, Pascal's all right. Listen, he just gets a little dramatic sometimes. Don't we all get dramatic?
In your pajamas.
I'm sure there's some people that do. But
Happy Easter to you.
When you say John Grisham,
I want to see you in your pajamas.
hold on, time out. You're being silly now. But when you say it's like a John Grisham novel, what do you mean by that exactly?
Hey,
Just the amount of weird shit. I mean, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you're good, bro. It's a late night show. It's a Friday. We good.
All right. It's just some weird stuff has been going on as of late. That it's just weird. My volunteers have been having people follow them while they handed out flyers and stuff like that. So
people are getting followed, you said?
Yep.
That's crazy.
You might have.
No, T-Rev is not new. T-Rev is the one that supposedly had the Brian Koberger call into his show that actually was not Brian Koberger at all. Yes, that guy.
Do you mind expanding on that a little bit?
So
you heard that people are getting followed, and he's about to expand on it.
Right, Shambles?
I just tell my volunteers that get together to help pass out flyers for Sebastian. They noticed that vehicles be following them, and I told them if they see anybody following them, get their license plate number, and I pass it off to TVI.
Why are vehicles following volunteers passing out flyers? Or are vehicles following them? Or are the volunteers just paranoid because of Dolly and JLR and the UCN bullshit that went down?
That's what's up. Wow.
That is a possibility. And that is also how things, become a mess.
So people are getting followed, allegedly. People are getting followed who are just passing out flyers, volunteers that are just contributing in trying to find your son. That's very odd. Have you seen anything like that yourself? Have you been followed?
It's super odd.
Can't intimidate me. I have a goal in mind.
Gotcha. Have you already reported that? Because that
again, this interview was from last night. If you did not know and did not see it, again, it's with the Pascal Show. Make sure you go over there, subscribe to his channel, show some love. He was grateful enough to get this interview out last night on the spot. It was like 8 p.m., I believe, or maybe even 9 p.m. or 10 Eastern, 9 p.m. for me, that he got this interview out. Very, very detailed information in here regarding some topics. The Gerber insurance that I spoke about, he spoke about in here. Following vehicles, following him, and other people who are putting flyers out, different things. He spoke about that in this interview. It's a lot of stuff.
Basically
Information
said
in
yes
here.
to me. So have you reported that at all to TBI or any law enforcement at all that you have been followed?
Yeah.
It's crazy, baby.
Yeah, has it changed as of late, or are you still getting followed?
I haven't been followed today.
When did you go ahead?
Today, if they want to know where I've been, I mean, they can ask me. Whoever wants to follow me, I was at church 3 times today. It's Good Friday. Time to go to mass.
Right on. When did you report that?
Mass?
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Did you go to mass?
Not yet. I'm a bad boy. I'm burning in the fiery pits of hell. I know.
I'll get down and help make sure that you don't stay there long.
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that. But when did you go ahead? Say that again.
It's always time to change.
Right. Always time.
Thank you, Michelle.
But when did you report to TBI that you were actually getting followed? Was that yesterday or was that a few days ago?
Actually, he's got my information. I'll be getting in contact with him. You got church, the Easter tomorrow, Good Friday was yesterday. It's a busy week for this guy. Okay. A busy week. And he also stresses how he didn't want people to search and he wanted people to spend time with their families because you never know when it's the last time that you're going to talk to him. And that part got to me last night when I seen that on this interview. It did. It broke my heart hearing that from him. And he says it on here.
I've reported some license plate numbers to TBI.
Who says
I let them know a couple weeks ago that some of my volunteers were being followed.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
That's very, very weird.
I know.
We might circle back to that question here in a second.
I thought about doing that one, but I decided not to. I did through my job, but yeah, that Gerber that's offered to you when you first have your kids, like Seth took it on. I mean, good for him. It's good to have that life insurance. You never know.
At least that topic here in a second. But I do have some questions. I know that there has been some updates.
What it's about, Rich.
And
We got some members renewing. Thank you, Southern Gal. Been a member for 5 months. Shorty, member for 4 months. Y'all look. We're just going to play the Sebastian one because this was his favorite. Thank y'all for renewing. I appreciate that.
Katie Proudfoot, at least Katie Proudfoot, were in the same room with TBI and they gave you some updates. Can you tell me anything that came of that conversation with TBI?
The video with the 2 flashlights on there, they showed me the whole video. And then they showed me the video in the daylight too. And it wasn't flashlights. It was literally the video that was showed to the public was like a small little portion of the screen,
right?
Not the whole actual screen. And it was a trash truck. It came through. It's why it was slow at the beginning because it was picking up trash. And then after they picked up trash, when it came back, they were dipping out in the neighborhood.
Interesting. Because, okay, so we've seen that video. We've all seen at least what Nick Barris put out here. Now, if you're trying to explain it a little bit. I hope you can explain a little bit more. When you went and saw it with TBI, the nighttime stuff, the flashlight, the stuff that looked like fireflies for crying out loud in the black abyss, was that the full picture or was that a cropped video?
That was like a 3x5 of a full TV screen.
Interesting.
Yes.
So okay, so it was a cropped segment or a cropped section.
So they really put, and it wasn't even YouTubers, I don't think, that put that out. I think that was that Tennessee news guy, the one that Seth don't like. What's his name? Deetsy. What's his name? I don't have Gerber either. Now. Yeah, Nick Barris. Yeah, that's who put that. Isn't that who put the drop that first? And it was not. That's crazy.
Of a very big picture.
I've seen some people actually sit there and talk about, well, the trash don't run at 3:15 in the morning. You're right. It runs between 5 and 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
But the whole time that I watched this, the time on the DVR that they had stayed 3:11 for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So it's wonderful that Seth is noticing those little minute things.
So broken equipment.
So it's broken. Okay. So it stayed at 3:11 for the whole
thank
time.
you.
So
Thank
3
you,
o'clock
Truth
was not the time
Seeker.
that these trash guys came
5
in.
months,
These
girl.
garbage men came in and picked up the trash. That
That's
was
interesting.
a little bit later on, a little bit earlier in the morning, if that makes any sense. More like 5 or so, right?
Correct.
And of course, again,
makes
this was a cropped video from a very, very big video.
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly think somebody did it for clickbait. I mean,
Interesting. So somebody made that piece and put it out for clickbait? I totally missed this last night. See, this is why you got to watch stuff more than once.
I see.
Why you got to watch it more than once.
Okay. So then,
he wanted people to log in to follow. And
Right.
if he's watching this now, he knows why I'm not answering his phone calls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Nick Barris.
Oh, I see. No, I get that. But okay.
You phony baloney news anchor. Are you a news anchor? Hold on. You phony baloney news broadcaster. You phony baloney journalist. I don't know.
And then tell me this.
Need is false information and something that's going on trying to find my son.
I can understand getting upset about that for sure. I definitely can. But there is actual movement in that area. If he didn't know, I could see that.
He sure
I can see a
does.
little mistake happening there. But it's far.
Listen, I might be looked down upon because I'm not promoting T-Rev. I absolutely do not suggest anyone go follow T-Rev for the facts. Now, if you want sensationalism, rumors, speculation, he's your guy. I'm only using this because Seth comes on later in a phone call to T-Rev, and I figured I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone and line them up.
Far as the rest of the image, right? Because it was only cropped with a bunch of, with those 2 white dots floating around for 2 seconds, right? What does the rest of the picture that you saw look like? Is it just pitch
Thank
black?
you,
Or was there
Stitchin.
movement elsewhere?
It's dark because it's at night, but you can make out the road.
Gina says no.
So it's like,
He's saying that Nick Barris? That's who he's talking about. By the way, if you
The spirit box miss me with it.
don't know who he's talking about Nick Barris or whoever this dude is. I don't even know who Nick is.
shared it with Nick and Nick put it out. You could see the whole road. There was nothing there. There was no cars on that road. There was no movement on the road except for the trash truck. That was it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you also saw footage from during the day as well, right? You just said that it was nighttime and day.
Yeah, because what they wanted to do is they showed me the footage for the night, and then they turned it on and they took from the same camera video footage from the day and showed me where the markings and everything were, so that I had no doubt in my mind.
Interesting.
I'm not sure, Southern Gal. Maybe Deets can answer that one.
Gotcha.
And some of those lights actually stay stationary. They're on.
AW, I am going to take phone calls here in a minute. I just want to catch some people up to a few things in this
I
interview
agree,
that I thought was
Lisa.
interesting. Again, Seth talks about the life insurance, Gerber. He talks about multiple different
thank
things.
you,
He's
Evil
meeting up with
Queen.
TBI,
Yeah.
with Katie being there. Also, he talked about a GoFundMe that he set up, and then Chris allegedly contacting him to sue him or say threaten that he's going to get an attorney. He's been being followed around. There's tons of different things in this interview that people need to hear regarding to Sebastian Rogers while he's out there searching for him. He doesn't trust mainstream
Thank
media.
y'all
It
for
sucks.
loving me.
It sucks.
I love
Tell
you
that much right.
too.
It sucks that you can't even trust mainstream. Tracy says Seth saw the whole video of the trash truck. The news didn't show the whole picture. So Seth verified that it was a trash truck. That's why it's important. No movement on the road. So whatever happened before the house, that's a clue. Thank you, Delana, for pointing that out, by the way. Melissa, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate you so much for supporting the Red Gang family and myself. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the movement. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Robin.
I almost call you Two-Tone. Two-Tan Tammy says, reporter where? This is highly unethical, and he shouldn't be reporting anything for anybody.
I don't
Who
know,
you talking about?
Southern
Nick?
Gal. Let me
Miss
see.
Melissa says, everyone involved should be a suspect. I feel like they are all questionable. Again,
Somebody asked me that earlier. Said my super chats aren't working, but my memberships are. I don't know. Let me go see.
and I will be opening the lines back up here shortly. I am just diving into a few things in this interview, and we will get back to that. We're not done yet.
Throughout the night and throughout the day. And they literally showed me where it was. And I've been in the neighborhood. I even knew what house it was. As soon as I saw it, I recognized the house. So I knew the angle, because the angle's coming from at the end of the street. It's not pointing at like a common section. It's just literally at the end of the street so that the owner can watch all their vehicles.
Gotcha.
No, you're good. You're good.
Wow.
You're good.
Okay. And for everyone who's watching the show, just tuning in just right now, this is the biological father of Sebastian Rogers. Just so you guys know, he has boots on the ground in Hendersonville, doing everything he can to find his son. He has been missing for the past month now. It's, I'm sure, extremely daunting. As you can tell, Seth, I mean, I can't wait for you to have an actual good night's rest. I know that won't happen until you find Sebastian, but still, I know that you're doing a lot of work to try to bring your son home.
I feel better today. I've been to church 3 times. I've done mass. I'll be at church again tomorrow for Holy Saturday.
You don't have to super chat me, but did that work? Does it show up for y'all now? I don't know. Why? I don't know. I haven't messed with it. Membership gifting is broke also. I just went into my studio and it shows. That's so weird. I don't know how to do the iPhone gifting thing. I'm sorry, guys.
Saturday, and then it's Easter Sunday, and I'm just praying for a miracle. So
same here. Same here.
Well, you go to mass for that then, buddy.
It is upsetting. It is upsetting.
I will be for sure. But one thing I do want to point out really quick to everybody, real quick right now, is that there is a GoFundMe right now. This is to help Seth stay boots on the ground
right there
in that area. Okay, before we continue on in our conversation, please, guys, I'm going to make sure that it is posted in the posted at the top of the chat, in the family chat, so that you guys can go. Please, their goal is to just hit $18,000. They're almost there. Okay, $1.
I just dropped that down in chat again. I dropped the GoFundMe for Sebastian Rogers. Okay, it's there. Right now it's at 17,000.
It's working.
Real quick. Okay.
It's working. Y'all didn't have to do that. Thank you. Thank you, Dog Mom. Thank you, Southern Gal. Appreciate you. If you got a membership from Southern Gal, make sure you thank her.
Welcome to the revolution.
Welcome to the hippie hut. Thank you, Steph B. I love you. Let's watch George twerk that thing.
Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Come on. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Come on. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Come on. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Move that ass. Let the right go work that ass. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Come on. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass. Come on.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Southern. I love you guys.
This is the GoFundMe. If you want to support and help, this is where you can help. I did drop that link down in chat. I think it's very vital. This man is out searching. Okay. Hello, my name is Sarah Swank. I am the aunt of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and the sister of Seth Rogers.
Weird.
As many of you know, my nephew Sebastian has been missing since the early hours of the morning on Monday, February 26th. Since Monday morning, my brother has been out of work as he continues this heartbreaking journey to find his son. With that said, I would like to reach out to see if we can pull together to help him a little financially. Unfortunately, the bills do not go away in situations like this. Any little bit would help take that stress off of him. I would like to thank you in advance for your donations, to your prayers, and continue search and fight to bring Sebastian home safely. And again, I posted that link in chat. And I want, if you can, if anything that you guys have or can do to help out Seth on his journey to find Sebastian Rogers. I'm going to keep dropping that link in here periodically for people who do want to support and show their condolences or just give him your faith prayers, anything, they need it.
It doesn't matter. Penny, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can contribute is still
It's up to $15,385. That's good. Thank you, Amethyst. I appreciate it. Make sure you thank Amethyst if you got gifted her membership. Thank you.
step in the right direction. So please go over to his GoFundMe, show some love, show some support. There's some other things that I will be sharing with you guys as well if you want to contribute in other ways.
Thank
We
you,
will be talking about
Amethyst.
that
I
a little bit later
love
on in the conversation,
you.
okay? But go to that GoFundMe if it moves you so. All right? This man is boots on the ground as we speak.
She
So
is.
go
You
over
are
there
too,
and
Miss Leah.
Definitely go over there
if you
and
can,
support.
okay? And we will be talking about volunteers here in just a little bit as well, okay? Just
Thank
to give you
you,
guys all
Lisa.
a heads up if you want to get out there and help search for
It's
Sebastian.
okay.
Now,
Thank
you went there, you
you.
checked out this
This
video, the full scope of this video. What we saw as regular people, okay, the people that are very passionate and really caring and that care about finding Sebastian, the footage that we saw was a cropped video up in the top right-hand corner of this very big, a much bigger picture.
Yes,
So
sir.
you saw day and night. What else was being said or talked about or shown to you with TBI?
I had requested video proof that my son was alive after I spoke to him on Thursday.
What footage was that?
They showed me footage of him leaving Texas Roadhouse and getting into his mama's vehicle with her.
Texas Roadhouse. So he was getting in a vehicle with Katie Proudfoot from eating at Texas Roadhouse, correct?
Again, the GoFundMe is pinned at the top of the chat for Seth Rogers, who was taken every day, whether he loses his job or not. He takes every day to search for Sebastian Rogers. Again, that GoFundMe is up top. Anything. Again, a penny, a quarter, a nickel, $1, $2. Your prayers. Don't even have to be money. Your prayers. It all counts.
Yes.
Was Chris Proudfoot there?
Here's
in
the
footage?
GoFundMe for anyone
this was
that may be
Memphis.
wanting it.
Okay, so Chris was definitely in Memphis. Okay. But when you saw them leaving, were they with anybody? Were they alone? Just the two of them going into this car?
I am opening the lines. Trust me.
Okay. Quick
Yeah,
question.
KDB,
Did you see any footage from inside
because it does have a mention of Sebastian.
No.
Texas Roadhouse? No.
They just, I wanted proof of life on Sunday to make myself feel better. You guys
Oh,
want to know
wow,
why I was smiling?
That's why I
perfectly.
said what I said yesterday about him smiling. People were like, "Oh, why is he smiling? His son's missing. He's seen life. He's seen his son moving on video." You know what I mean? Like that gave him some more hope for his search that he's conducting every single day.
Mm.
He's conducting searches every day, and he sees hope when he goes to meet up with TBI of a video of his son being alive. Wouldn't you be happy too, or smiling at least with a little bit of hope as you conduct these searches for your son? And again, thank you, Gypsy. I appreciate your support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Shambles. I love you. And if you got gifted by Shambles, make sure you thank her. Hey, Deetsy.
Hey, you're up here alone. I was like, let me come pop up there with you. I didn't even know you had your link posted.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it till I came back in.
I just had it posted just in case anybody wanted to come up because I've been told lately I don't leave it pinned. So I just wanted to.
Oh,
put it
you
up
got
there.
in trouble. You got called out.
What are you thinking about these interviews?
I think it's a lot. Like, I haven't listened to these yet, but I think that it's a lot of interviews. I don't blame him. I love his message. You know, he wants to get his info and word out on his son. So I love that. I don't think anybody could hate on that.
No, I don't think so either. What do you think about him telling Dolly he didn't ask the right questions?
I think Dolly still didn't ask the right questions, but I thought, like, why not just say what it is? Because
he was playing with Dolly.
Yeah.
I think he was playing with them.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
if he was playing with them, it's like you just wasted all that time playing with this dude.
What do you think the right question was? Is the answer though?
Is it the answer? Because I have no idea what the right question
No.
was.
What do you think it is? What do you?
I
think
don't
it
know.
is?
I don't know.
I think he wanted to ask him. There's a couple things. One is, was there video of your son entering the neighborhood? Because that's one like people keep talking about. I would have asked that. And then, like coming back home with mom that night. Did he ask if TBI knows where Sebastian is?
No, he didn't.
That probably would have been another one I asked. I don't know what the right question is though. Hopefully
don't
someone
either.
will ask it.
Smiley was saying she had one question and she thinks the question that was needing to be asked is, what was he wearing in the video leaving Texas Roadhouse. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know why that.
we already know that he was in his pajamas, so he probably would have changed after Texas Roadhouse if he was in his pajamas. You got to think, 15-year-old kids wear to bed something completely different than what we think of as, pajamas, which would be like the track pants and the long sleeve shirt he was wearing. It's going to be different from what he was wearing out to dinner that day.
Robin said jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah, he would have changed to go to bed, I would think.
Yeah, something comfy clothes.
What do you think is going to be in the press conference tomorrow? Because they said they don't have any new information.
Right? I don't know. I'm very curious. Like maybe a chastisement of social media creators telling everyone to chill the fuck out. Like other than that, I don't know. If there's no new info, what do you think it's going to be then?
I don't know. That's why I said, are the parents going to get up there and like, are they going to all three get up there together and plead for their son? Like, because I can't think of many other reasons to hold a press conference if there isn't. And if they're going ahead and notifying you ahead of time, don't get your hopes up. There's no new information. What would it be for?
It could be clearing the parents. That's not new info to them, maybe. I don't know. It could be. So they did that news interview with the search and rescue guy where they showed the map. Did you see that giant map they showed?
Oh, where it said there was a beanie found. And,
yeah, all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it was
one.
huge interactive map. Maybe they're just going to go over some of their case details and stuff. A lot of people have been crying for some, not crying, that's not the right word, but begging for some timeline info. They could put out the timeline. Maybe they're going to put together a timeline for us. I mean, I'm trying to think of what they could tell us that's not new information.
Yeah, it could be to clear some of the rumors up. Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
Southern Belle. It could be. And May said they will address the searches and stuff since Nancy and others are saying Ellie won't allow search people to help. Maybe.
Really? I wonder why they won't. We're going to get a lecture about the YouTubes, is what Bendy said. That's what I think, Bendy. I think it's going to be a social media lecture, which, I mean, I'm not saying that's not unwarranted, but.
Yeah, they could be telling us about the trash truck because, I mean, they might know that's not new news to us now that Seth has done so many interviews about that. I don't know. I'll be tuned in and watching, though, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think Dutchie's going to show it. Trev, I think there's a couple that are going to show it. I'll probably be at Dutchie's.
Yeah,
watching.
I'll probably go to Dutchie's, too. All right, let's play this some more.
Forward to the channel.
Smiling. That's because yesterday I got to see my son. I mean, it's not current, it's not up to date, but it gives me a little bit better of a feeling that I got to see him.
Fun size.
No doubt.
I remember those days.
No doubt. And I can only imagine. So when you saw him walking out of Texas Roadhouse with Katie Proudfoot, his biological mother,
right?
Was he wearing the same clothes that they're describing that he was last seen in? Okay.
Okay, good.
So again, that's important. Note that down. He was not wearing the same clothes in that footage.
Okay. After seeing that footage, I know it made you happy to see him. Of course, you miss your son. I don't know. Was there any interaction, any exchange with Katie, between you and Katie, after seeing this footage?
No.
When was the last time you spoke with Katie before TBI? Before the TBI meeting?
It's been a couple weeks.
I just dropped Duchess's link. She'll be live during the presser tomorrow. Y'all make sure you sub up.
Been a couple weeks.
Been a couple weeks.
Wow. Have you seen them, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, boots on the ground, searching along with you at all? Even at the beginning when you came into town, when you first came into town?
Chris went with me for one night to go check out some leads that were coming off of Facebook, but they were 3 days old, I think. And after that, no. They say that they're doing it. They say they're out there handing out flyers, putting out signs, getting billboards up, things of that sort. But they're not where I'm at.
They're not where I'm at. Interesting.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, I kind of, if you got more than one person doing it, it would be, in the grand scheme of things, it would make sense to split up to conquer the area.
Exactly. I get that.
Right.
I get that.
It would.
But is that what's going on? Are you splitting up and conquering the area? Is that the conversation?
Wouldn't it?
It would.
So let me ask you. Let's talk about the search that you had with Chris. What was that like? How was the interaction? How was the search with him? Was it awkward?
No, it wasn't.
No, because it seems like
It was
everything
not
was
awkward. I was.
everything was somewhat amicable. Amicable.
Amicable.
Thank you.
Amicable. Hey, I'm bad with words too sometimes, but that one, I can get that one.
It seems like everything was all right until YouTubers started getting involved and pitting these parents against each other.
You know, it was crazy. As Jenny and I have been going through them in order, we can tell you the exact interview where they seem to like flip on each other.
Which one?
Carrie Lynn.
Yeah, go figure.
I mean,
worst one
before
he
we
could've
had
went
watched 8 interviews, I think, before that, 7 or 8 before that, and they were all being cordial to one another, not throwing each other under the bus, not taking little snide jabs or nothing. But that one, it was like a game changer. And I don't know anything about her, so it's no shade towards her at all. I can just tell you that's the interview, but it just seemed to change.
So if y'all haven't, make sure you go watch that stream where Deets and Gavel Geeks are going over the timeline of the interviews.
Pretty long,
Alright.
though. I don't blame them for not.
It is, but it's worth it. It's worth it. If you want a clear understanding, it's worth it.
She is from the 90-day community. I've heard that, Testicle. She's from the 90-day community. Have you heard that, Johnson?
I have heard that. So why is she doing this?
I think she's local and she knows Seth somehow.
Oh.
I was the passenger in the truck, and he was driving around. He's familiar with the area a lot more than I am, so he knew
I agree,
from the
Duchess.
Facebook to where to go, and so I just jumped in the truck with him.
Thank you, by the way. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
Gotcha. And then that's it. You guys did a search and no strange, no odd interaction. He didn't say anything that would have made, I don't know, spark any kind of red flags or anything of that sort.
No.
Okay. I see.
No, I didn't. Mama, 3 boys. See.
So my question is too, just going back to the TBI meeting, the most recent one you had. Aside from those videos,
Go find it.
was there any new leads or anything that they told you?
They're not going to tell me. It's an active investigation. They're not going to tell me.
Are you satisfied with their investigation thus far?
Asking me that question is like asking me if I like the hamburger that I see you cooking. I haven't seen the finished result yet. Finished result is me getting my son back. The sooner we do that, the sooner I'll tell you how happy I am.
Gotcha. I see.
Well, to be fair, Pascal did say
that
thus
makes sense.
far.
No, that makes total sense.
He did thus far.
So he wasn't saying, do you like the overall results? But yeah, sorry.
Oh, bless it.
I like food.
So do I. So do I. I'm a hell of a cook. We gotta sit down and throw down sometime, my brother. When we finally get to meet.
What's your favorite cuisine?
Thank you. I got it.
Well, I'm okay. I make a mean steak. My steak is fire. Okay.
Yes. If you look at where things went south, like Deets just said things went south on the Terry Lynn interview a little bit with the parents, between the parents. But Grandma, Seth's mom, maybe unintentionally, did stir up the pot a little bit and made things a little worse.
And to be fair, this is just YouTube interviews. I've heard a lot of stuff has went down on Facebook, and I haven't even delved into any of that.
Oh, I
So
haven't
don't know.
either. Oh my God.
I don't know the timeline of the Facebook stuff. This is just so purely, not just YouTube interview, but just their interviews on either YouTube or with the media. So
Facebook's the devil.
it all is.
It is.
Or none?
Now, what do you mean by a mean steak? Do you slice it open in the middle and shove it full of jalapenos and cheese
No, I
and
don't do. No, I don't do any of that crazy stuff. No, just
you throw
cook
it on a slab and sear it on both sides and serve it bloody?
serve it right all day long. Serve it right. Okay. All right. And a mean fennel puree with some asparagus. Now you're getting me hungry, man. Now you're getting me hungry, bro.
I mean, should have gone to church.
I'm good.
Oh, well, I will be in church soon. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. So when it comes back to the conversation, because now we start talking about food, I'm going to get hungry. But
interesting, Leon.
After your conversation, have you seen Chris when you saw Katie Proudfoot? Did you see Chris?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't there at all.
He wasn't there physically. No.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're on the phone.
Are you looking into any private investigators or lawyers at all?
Investigators?
What?
I've got 4 of them.
What'd you catch?
I'm just wondering, like, where was Chris? Why wasn't he at the TBI? Everybody claims he's this controlling, narcissistic man. Why wasn't he like breathing down our neck at the TBI interview?
I wonder. I know, because Smiley swears up and down that TBI must have told him he's not allowed to be there. But I don't see that being the case because. If anything, if they didn't want him in there while they were discussing things, they would have just had him sit outside. They wouldn't tell him he wasn't allowed to come. So, hello.
Right on.
I'm not playing.
Gotcha. I see.
Where I get my leads from.
Gotcha. Seeing any footage or anything of that sort, has that moved you to make any movements as of late? None?
Nope. I've gotten some tips. United Cajun Navy was here. They left. They were getting the death threats.
Yes, I do want to talk to you about that as well. So I want to bring that up real quick.
Oh, that's a good question. I
confused.
didn't catch that perfectly. He wasn't there physically. Why does he say physically? Was Chris on the phone?
That's what some people in chat are saying. He was on the phone.
Hey, Wolfie.
Wolfie asked me where I was, and I didn't tell her quick enough. She's like, "I'll find you," and she found me fast.
Oh, bless it. Thank you, Wolfie.
To be honest, but they are. I'm just pulling this up really, really quick. Cajun Navy is calling off searching for Sebastian. What's up with that, Seth? Why is that happening? Why did that happen? What's up with that?
I mean, they're helping search to find my son, and people are threatening them, trying to run them over with a truck, throwing stuff at them. I mean, these people are trying to help me find my son. And this is the kind of welcome they got to Tennessee. The state of volunteers.
Yeah, from people that are not even living there.
This is what I love about Seth. He gets it. Like, it's not about him. It's not about Katie or Chris. It's about Sebastian. And people have lost the plot on that. But he hasn't. He gets it. It's about Sebastian.
Sebastian is lost to everybody except the parents, in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
He had a purpose. He had this search and rescue team coming. They had just searched for Riley Strain, and they wanted, it doesn't matter who reached out to him. Someone reached out to him from Sebastian's camp and said, "Hey, can you come help us search for him?" And they were more than willing. And that's all this father cared about. And people turned it into a shit show.
Absolutely. And it's even more shameful that these people don't even reside there. These people traveled there to harass. It's insane.
Yeah.
And these people came to volunteer to help. Not everybody's perfect. That's why I told everybody you need to drop your egos and understand that Sebastian is the focus of this.
Yes, drop your pride, honey. Drop your pride.
Main goal is to find Sebastian alive and well.
Oh, wow. The deflection.
Some people decide to let their egos get in the way.
Interesting.
Gotcha. And so because of that, and of course they were getting threats.
Thank you, Allegedly. I appreciate you.
In case nobody knows, he's speaking about JLR and Dolly.
That's why they're gone. Are they coming back at all? Did they just take a day off? What's the story here?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, worried about threats. What are you worried about threats? If you got out there and was searching, regardless to all the public opinion, if you got out there and were searching, people would come around at some point. If you got out there and were searching, and I mean for Katie in general, screw Chris. Let's take Chris up out the picture here. I'm talking about if Katie got out there and was searching with Seth, I think the opinion would be a little bit different.
They called me this morning and they said that because of the death threats, that they have to pull back because not only are they getting threats, but their family members are getting threats.
Oh, come on.
And they were.
I don't
We
want.
saw them.
I cannot
I seen
be
them.
liable for somebody. I'm trying to.
Huh?
I was sent some screenshots of some of the ones that were sent to Riley Lively.
Oh, really?
Yep. So.
Tess said, I disagree. Jones and Chris and Katie are not keeping it about Sebastian. They can turn down an interview if they know it's not about Sebastian. Well, they haven't done any more interviews since Nancy Grace. So,
And Tess, you just said that you would hope your family would know not to go to social media if anything happened to you. So maybe they realized going to social media is not the answer. They did Nancy Grace after they said they weren't going to go to social media anymore. So maybe they just plan on sticking with mainstream media. I don't know, but I don't think that not doing interviews is an indicator of them not making it about Sebastian.
yeah.
Find my son.
No doubt.
And the last thing I want is somebody. I cannot on my conscience have somebody having their family getting threatened because they're trying to help me find my son. I mean, I've already told my volunteers, be careful, stay in groups,
Wanderer, check the screen. I put up the press conference info from Duchess.
At 5 o'clock, I know we still got a couple hours of daylight left, but I want my volunteers to be safe too. So I've told them at 5 o'clock, I need you all to go ahead and call it quits for the night. You may not want to, but your life is precious as well. My son's life is precious, but I'm not willing to risk other people's lives for my son's life.
Gotcha.
Mine on the other hand, I ain't worried.
Repeat that again. I'm sorry. Say that last thing.
Said mine on the other hand, I'm not worried. I'll be your Huckleberry.
I heard that.
He said, I'll be your Huckleberry.
I heard that. And yeah,
our prayers go out to Seth. Our prayers do go out to Seth.
It is frustrating and tragic that they. That's frustrating and tragic that they left.
Did someone say Nancy Grace?
Did somebody say Nancy Grace? Hold on.
How that feels.
Hold up. Somebody say Nancy Grace.
I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's
OG, triple OG, tragedy pimp in the
I'm
house.
glad I was not on camera. I was just doing little shoulder dance moves like a 40-year-old mama I am.
Me too, girl.
But as far as volunteers, has that changed in the volume and the reception and the attendance of volunteers down there?
A little bit. I mean, people are conscious of their own well-being. I can't expect people to, be threatened or anything else to help me find my son.
Right. Awkward, Trish?
Yeah.
Trish said awkward.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't think Seth is sus. I don't think Katie and Chris are sus. I think they look sus because they keep talking and they keep trying to fix the things they say because they are trashed. I think they're struggling. I think that some things they say may not make sense to us, but I still don't think any of them are guilty, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's mine as well. I don't see anything that makes any of them suspicious. I think you can take anybody's words, anybody's interview statement of anything, and one person can make it seem completely innocent and one person can make it seem completely suspicious, no matter what the topic is.
That's kind of what we do, right? Like,
Yep,
we're
absolutely.
constantly trying, like, the things that the bad actors say are suspicious, we're saying how are those things suspicious? So it's just, I mean, two sides to the coin, man.
I think it's safe to wait until we learn something different from law enforcement.
I think so too. I absolutely think so too. And I wish Seth would stop doing these interviews, but then again, I don't know. I kind of,
but I like it too. I mean, I admire him for it as well. Like, my
because
fear,
there's a little information that comes out in them.
yeah. And my fear is that people have put him up on this big pedestal, and I think he's a great dad from everything that he's told us. But we also have to remember, we're only seeing a snapshot of these people's lives. We don't know their day-to-day. We don't know what they were like before Sebastian went missing. I mean, yeah, you can find these court documents or these stories from exes and stuff, but we don't truly know what they were like before Sebastian went missing. And so we're seeing them now. We're hearing small snippets of their lives, and people have put him up way high on a pedestal. And my fear is when people get so high up on a pedestal, others want to completely knock it out from under you. And that would crush my heart if they did that to this man.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, though. The drop of the dime, they can flip.
Yeah, I'm sorry that's happening to you, brother. But I want to bring this up really quick.
This is what it tells me.
Shoot.
People don't want me to find my son. Well, they can rot in hell, and people in hell also want ice water. And I have iced tea.
I got you. Want to help volunteer? Can you let them know where?
Let's listen to that again. No, you can say Nancy Grace. It's just a little fun thing to put in.
Every now and then we just need a little laugh for like in the moment.
We're okay with Aunt Nancy over here. OG, triple OG, tragedy pimp. She does what she does.
We like
people don't want me to find my son. Well, they can rot in hell, and people in hell also want ice water. And I have iced tea.
I got you. Oh my God! For those of y'all who want to stay in heaven and want to help volunteer, can you let them know where they can go and volunteer? They need as many boots.
Pascal is
on the ground.
Pascal's
Okay,
funny. I
out
like
there,
that.
guys. So can you tell them where they can go and when you
I
guys
like
start
Pascal. He said if you want to stay in heaven, Pascal's a funny guy. And I appreciate what he's doing on his platform to bring awareness for Seth and just Sebastian Rogers in general, right? Because that's what this is about, and that's why we do this. We cover these stories in hopes that all of you, the audience, not only connect. This is about whether you believe again for Sebastian here. For Sebastian has been missed safety and well for loving arms. Wait, Lord, we pray and help us to. We ask for sustaining peace. Jesus Christ, I do. In my prayers, we want him to
look at generally Jenny's comment.
His family, and they are uplifted. This interview right here is by Pascal. And it's with
She
Seth
said,
Rogers.
I found many people guilty in my long career as YouTube judge and jury.
And executioner, girl. Shit.
Willing to come up here and answer without a lawyer. And I respect that about Seth because he is getting knowing what question it is. It's awesome.
All right,
Tomorrow morning and all that.
Right now, you just need to kind of pay attention to the Facebook pages. I will be at church tomorrow.
Dates. Did you hear that?
Pay attention to the Facebook pages.
Oh God, that's a whole nother beast.
I don't think I'm ready to dive into that arena. I don't got it in me. That's you or none.
Nunya better watch Facebook.
Paging Nunya.
Nunya, we need our handler to handle some business.
No, it's Funyai Nunya. Calling Funyai Nunya to handle this.
I'm taking this weekend to get my leads in place so that I have viable leads on where I can send people. There's a couple groups that are out there that feel the same way that I do about my son. You can't scare them.
Good.
They're meeting. They've got things on Facebook.
Gotcha.
Look,
so where they're showing up, they showed up today. I think it was like 35 or 40 of them.
We need it.
And they went and handed out flyers and searched a couple areas. I know all that sort of stuff. At the same point in time, during this interview, I've already ignored 8 telephone calls from people who are calling in to find out what the game plan is and to tell me information.
Well, I won't keep you on very long. I know that you got a lot going on. I got a few more.
A little real talk, real quick, though.
All these things so that people know where to go.
Real talk.
I think this is real talk. This is, I think, often a side of these cases that we don't see and don't talk about, and the fact that probably the day after the day his son went missing, his whole world blew up. Don't discredit that. But what I'm saying is they also enter this brand new territory that they're not used to, which is being inundated with calls, messages, information, requests from media, from law enforcement, from YouTubers, from other forms of social media, like just inundated with all of this. Like from the moment this traumatic event happens to you, that's some stress right there on anybody, on anyone, no matter how strong you are. Yeah,
they're
it's a lot,
constantly
I would
trying
imagine.
to, please people, and you know, that's where the interviews change up or specific little details that weren't mentioned before may come out. It's just, it's not
They're also
fair.
getting
It's a
new
lot.
information. Yeah, they get new information from law enforcement, from their PIs, from searchers on the ground, from fellow just people out there who come up with information. So it just becomes I would imagine it becomes extremely overwhelming to them.
Look, Kimber said they have went and dug up one of Chris's other ex-wives and posted their wedding announcement when she married Chris. It's on one of the Facebook groups. I said, do not put that woman's life on blast.
Wow.
They said they wonder what her story is, and I said, it's none of our business. Leave that woman alone.
Man, could you imagine just like anybody who's ever been connected with them is now going to be dug into?
Yep. And as Kevin Hart would, mind your business. Mind your business.
So, is it still 90 Volunteer Drive, Henderson?
They are not there anymore.
Okay. So where do they go now?
We do not have a location currently for everybody to meet up. When I choose a location, it will go out the night before. That way I can get there and scope the area, make sure that it's a safe gathering spot for people.
Kimber.
Okay. So how are you going to let us know? Or will you let me know at least so we can put it up online?
I would consider that a compliment,
You know, I have
Kimber.
your number, I have other YouTubers' number, and I've got people with Facebook.
Right. And I also, just to clarify, guys, the threats that that the Cajun Navy were receiving were not from content creators. It was actually just people living in the area or outside the area that just wanted to muck things up. Okay. So it's not any content creator that threw out any
So
threats.
I take that back then. He was not talking about Dolly and JLR then. Wow.
So, we did hear that last night, or I don't even know what day it is anymore. When we went over a few interviews over on my channel, we checked out Riley Lively's TikTok, and she does have a call from a local person like threatening them. So,
oh wow. All right, let's play.
Threats, just to correct the conversation in the family chat, just so you know. Okay. Now, go ahead.
Me personally, I've been balancing media and content creators for over 30 days now since I started this. And I love y'all. I mean, I understand some of y'all want clicks and y'all want followers and things like that. And that does not bother me. Everybody's got to have a job so they can make money. At the same point in time, I know that the more clicks and people that you have following you, the more people will hear me. That means more people out there. I told you, I want the world to help me.
Nah, okay.
see, and I wondered, I saw Dutchie mention earlier. I'm actually going to fire up my laptop and click up here on it. But I heard Dutchie mention earlier that she offered them a space for an interview and they didn't take it. And I wonder if it's that. It's not that it's anything against you, Dutchie. He's just looking to spend his time where more, like, he can get the most amount of people watching, maybe?
It's possible.
And not that that's a bad thing. I'm just wondering if that's what that is, you know?
Very possible.
You find my son.
No doubt. That's absolutely right. The more engagement,
Have a good
more
night,
likes,
perfectly.
etc. The more
Good
this
night,
story and this
perfectly.
conversation gets out there, and more awareness goes out there for Sebastian, and that's what we're here for. Real talk. That's what we're here for.
It's a fact.
So let's get back into it. Footsteps or footprints. I'm sorry, that were found near this water retention pond. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Good question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I said they searched that pond. They searched that pond either day 1 or day 2. It's only like 4 feet deep, and
that's not bad.
Up there with the light. And they searched it. I asked them about it because I listened to the I listened to the phone call from the dispatcher to the officers, and I brought that to their attention, and they said that they searched that pond.
Okay. And they found, obviously, I'm assuming they found nothing, because if they did find something, we'd all know about it by now, correct?
Yes, that was 30 days ago.
Gotcha.
30 days
I'm going to
ago.
go back into the conversation.
30 days ago that they searched that pond and had no hit inside of that pond.
About things around the house and whatnot. Now, the cars, okay? There's something that's just really been burning away at me, and I'm just curious about, have they looked at I understand that they've gone through Katie's car. They've combed through that like crazy. But have they looked at the navigation?
That's a good question.
Of her
They
car.
want information.
They won't divulge that information. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I'm not part of the investigation. Questions like that, that would be.
Hold up. I'm glad you asked that question. The navigation, would that be a reason why law enforcement would be searching a certain area? Because that was on the navigation that day? Interesting to think about, to say the least. Is that why they search certain areas? Is because of the navigation of where people went? Remember, I'm just saying this because
Could
we watched the
be.
Nancy Grace interview. At least the first day it came out,
Could
right
be.
away we watched it on this channel, and I
Hey.
went through and took
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good.
notes. And Katie did say they had all of their devices, looked at all their devices allegedly. So did they see her navigation system or where they went allegedly? And we're searching that area. I'm just saying allegedly. I don't know that to be true, but it's just me speculating. And it's a good question that Pascal asked about the navigation system.
Be things that would be part of the investigation.
Yeah.
And
Christina.
Yeah, they're not going to tell me that stuff. So I don't even bother asking about it.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was from a man.
Yeah.
I see.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Now I know that you a long time ago, because I know you just did a recent interview, and this is the one thing that I got a little confused about, and I understand.
I mean, if Seth is in the chat, I would love to have him up on the show. Point blank, period. There's questions that I have too, that we have also. So if Seth is here, any day that he wants to set up after the Lord's Day, if he, whatever, my information has been passed. So again, my show is always open to Seth whenever he feels like he wants to come up, whether it be today, later this week when he finds out, whatever. Again, always open for Seth or anybody who is looking for anyone missing in that instance. Point blank, period.
Could be lack of sleep.
That's
could be
interesting.
Just answering this.
What Connie said. Riley
No, I
Lively
feel
and
that-
Cajun Navy both have made accusations against Seth. Cajun Navy told Seth that they could fix an old laptop, then gave it to TBI.
See, I don't know.
Interesting.
So they gave the So the Navy,
So-
the Cajun Navy gave the laptop to TBI, or they convinced Seth to give it to the TBI? That would be my clarifying question.
I saw Seth say it on Terry Lynn last night. He
Oh,
went back
fuck
on
me,
Terry Lynn last
Ronnie.
night. God dang.
I gotta go back and watch it.
I can't keep up. Y'all, this is Duchess's flyer she made with all the updated information to Sebastian. I'm gonna leave it up while we'll let this play, but that's credit to Duchess because she made that. She took the time to do that.
Same doggone questions 15,000 times over, and it just But I remember in the interview that you had
Hold
in
on.
the past, you said something
Now
about
they're saying
the
he
dog-
was on the lab too last night. Hold up. Where did he go since Pascal and T-Rev?
I don't know. Jenny's got it all the new stuff for us because I've been so busy. So she's got like the whole I have 2 more left on my list, and she started a new list. She's been keeping track of the streets.
Oh my Lord. Okay, well that's gonna have to be another live for another day because all right, we'll keep playing this one.
dogs catching a scent going into a construction site and it just stopping in that construction
Wow,
site.
Robin,
But just
thank
recently, I
you
think
for
it was just
telling
yesterday or
me.
the day before, you did an interview
Shout out to
with local news, and you said that the dogs did not catch any scent.
That's what they're telling me now.
So the scent that the dogs picked up
I'm literally following Seth around the YouTube streets. That's what I'm doing.
near this
That's
construction
right, that's
site
what we've been
was
doing.
not that of Sebastian Rogers.
That's what they told me.
That's
They said
very
the information that I received when I asked questions previously was false information.
Interesting.
So
Oh, I
let
tried-
me just
so Seth
note
said he tried-
this real quick. A lot of people are claiming that, and they do this often, that these parents are changing their story or giving different information. So several interviews ago, Seth told YouTubers and media that they had a scent and that scent was followed to the construction site. Well, now he's giving new information that there is not a scent. He's not changing his story. He is giving you the newest, most relevant facts that he has. So he has been updated by TBI that no, we don't have a trail. And so previously someone had told him that and he ran with it, and that's fine. But it's just, I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy here. Sometimes these family members get new updated information. They were, whether it be like KDB said, he was told incorrectly the first time, or maybe they heard it wrong or interpreted it wrong. It doesn't mean that they're now lying. It doesn't mean that Seth was lying. It just means he has, different information now.
So true. Thank you, Deets.
Probably calling. I see you now, Seth. I have the phone lines off when we were watching your interview. I did have the phone lines off. I mean, I could drop you. Hold on, let me look right now. We'll just do that. I'd rather do that. I'd rather talk to you myself. So we could either do a call in or I can send you a link. Let me know how you want it. Let me know how you want it. Let me see. I see some numbers. I
You
see
can
text
have
messages coming in.
whatever you
That'd be the
like.
easiest way too. Send me a text message. You send me a
can
text
have
message from there.
whatever
I can see
you
it come through right
like.
now. I'll be able to grab that, and I can either send you a link or call you. Either one, whatever one you want to do. Whatever's easier for you.
All right, thirsty.
And I'm looking at the text messages right now, so I'll be able to see it if you
What
send that
is
text.
going on?
Calm down, T-Rev. Jesus Christ. He's telling Seth is in his chat and he's fucking wigging about it.
Text message through. Just say, hey, it's Seth, and I'll know right away. Let me see. Very little water in the pond. Interesting.
Interesting.
He's
very interesting.
He isn't deep.
You know, I guess I keep wondering about those things because I know it was said before, and then things have changed. You know, like things that we've heard from the
I agree,
Proudfoots,
Helen.
they have changed over time. Now, I get it that during trauma, during nerves, being interrogated, sometimes information slips through the cracks, right? Sometimes you forget
About
things,
you right now.
so on and so forth. But there's been things that have been added.
All right, I see it. Boom. Here we go.
9.
All right, I'm trying you right now. I seen a text message come through. Is it Seth?
Yes, it is.
How's it going?
It's a restricted phone number.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing.
How's your day going so far?
It's been a busy day. It's Holy Saturday, so a lot of time spent at church, a lot of phone calls, people calling, wanting to know where to go search, a lot of communication between me and my searchers.
Wow.
Trying to keep Sebastian's army going.
And I just want to tell you, my heart's with you. We've been praying. I try to say a prayer every stream. And I seen this interview last night with you and Pascal. And I was just, I don't know, man. It hit me emotionally because you said some things in there they got to me at the end. And you talk about these things with God. And I feel like I just came closer with God these last 2 years of my life. And that got to me when you were talking about that specific aspect of it. And I'm here, my platform's here for you, for Sebastian Rogers, your baby boy that you're searching for every day. I did share the GoFundMe. I have it pinned up top, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody in chat. Make sure that you can go and show this man any love. I don't care if it's $1, a penny, it doesn't matter. It's pinned up top, the GoFundMe for Seth Rogers. He is out here diligently working every hour that he possibly can to search for his son. And
we know
have you
for you.
learned of any new possible sightings at all?
Not yesterday and today, but I got my private investigators working on it.
Okay, so he does have PIs for sure.
Yeah, he's told us in one interview he had 4.
With Katie, have you been in contact?
4?
4.
God, I'm right here with these interviews and I don't even remember some of this stuff.
I got a notebook, ma'am.
With Katie at all, as far as, because I love the way that you said it would be, great if one person's here, we'd split up, you'd figure searching and covering all these different areas, you'd be able to do that. Is that even going on with you, Katie and Chris? Are you guys meeting or talking at least about where you're searching so you don't cross each other's paths and search the same place twice?
No, the last time I spoke to him was Thursday after I made it back to Clarksville. He wanted me to drive back to Nashville to do a interview on TV with him, Katie, and me. And I thought he might think about it. I just never reached back out to him.
Interesting. Is that because of and I want to ask you this, is it because of what you heard on that Smiley channel, the interview?
Because it still stings, man. That's my flesh and blood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. And it must have been, and another thing that touched me from this interview you said specifically is that you had to find out through the internet.
Through the podcast. Nobody should get information like that through the podcast.
No way. I agree with you on that. And that's another part of this interview that got to me. And I know we're not even close to that part, but you specifically said in this interview that you had to find out through that damn podcast that your son had some running with him and he was hitting him with a belt, etc. And I hate to even bring that up. But I can't say I blame you for not wanting to.
If they want to search, that's fine. But as for an interview with all 3 of us, I think that's a little too late right now.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
me too.
I do interviews to keep my son's name out there, his picture out there.
Yeah.
When I listen to their podcast, they don't talk about Sebastian like I do.
I agree.
That affects me.
False.
Yes,
and
I was.
I'm just saying, like, I know just only because I've went through most of their interviews so far because they were early on, and I have so many notes of them talking positively about Sebastian, and that's why I get so frustrated when I hear people say they only talk negatively about him. That's false. They actually have spoken negatively about him less than Seth has. And I'm not saying it's wrong for any of them to say something negative. I'm just saying it's actually far less.
And it seems like people put that out there like Katie and Chris are, everything's negative about Sebastian. And like,
No.
listen, Seth hears it and then that probably, just kind of sinks into his head. It plays a role. Like it really does. People putting things like that out there.
It does.
So, I mean, maybe Seth didn't feel like that at first and now he does. And it's because it's been put out there and he's grieving right now. He's struggling.
He sure is.
It definitely puts us not on the same page. I hate to say that because I know at some point in time, PBI will hear this, law enforcement will hear this, and Chris and
I agree, David.
Guy, Bauer Sox family will hear this. But
Yep, I agree too.
We're with you, Seth. I hate to say it, but we're with you. And a lot of people feel, the same feelings here towards this whole entire situation. I mean, I got to ask you this about this restaurant. Was there anybody else in this footage that law enforcement may have not questioned that you're suspicious about? And you don't have to touch up on that if you don't want to, but again,
what they showed me is what I asked, which was I just needed proof of life because I talked to my son on Thursday. I needed proof of life on Sunday, and they showed me a clip of him coming out of the restaurant, getting into her vehicle. And just I go to my son and it's freaking.
it's okay, Seth. If you need to take a minute, we understand.
That
And we don't have to do this interview right now. I could wait till you're more mentally prepared. I don't want to, cause any more stress on you. And I know you're doing this for Sebastian.
As a parent, as a father, you are never mentally prepared to go through this.
No.
This emotion is heavy. Did you find it odd that there was no alarm system there at all?
I don't have an alarm system on my house.
Right.
Where I live. But then again, my son wakes up to go use the bathroom. And when he wakes up, he doesn't turn on the light. But I'll sit there and scare the shit out of him most of the time. Like, what are you doing? I asked him, what are you doing? I'm going to the bathroom, Dad. Well, make sure you flush and wash your hands. Any type of noise in my house wakes me up.
I get it. I mean, there's questions, man. The questions about, did Sebastian, did his mom, Katie, express any feelings about losing custody at all? Was that a thing that you got custody? Because I heard what you said. You said you were getting him this summer. Was he staying with you for just the summer?
He was supposed to come live with me for the summer, and I got him enrolled in school up here where I live.
Yes, sir.
What we're doing is I'm not getting full custody. We're just switching custodials.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where I was getting him every weekend, now she would be getting him every other weekend.
Yeah.
And he would be staying with me. So we're just doing a switch.
Was there combativeness to that switch at all? Or was it smoothly done? Would you say on your end?
I was open for it. As soon as Chris brought it up to me, I was like, okay, let me get him enrolled in school.
Okay, so there's a little change here. On a previous interview, he talked about, which was brand new information to me at the time. I think it was on Pascal. We learned that he was supposed to get him last year. They had discussed the switch last year, but Seth decided not to have him come live with him because he wanted to give him one more chance because he was acting up in school. And this is what Seth said. It's all from him on Pascal. You can go listen to it. Wanted to give him one more chance because of his discipline and behavioral issues at school. And he knew he had it in him. And I think Pascal asked him, if there was a change. And Seth said, well, he's coming to live with me. So what's that tell you? Something along those lines. I'm just paraphrasing here. So this is kind of a little bit different what he's saying here.
Kind of opposite.
Yeah. And he did say that and he has said it 3 times. I have it marked 3 times. He has said all 3 parents were in agreement on him coming to live here. So this is a little different.
Yep. Yeah. He also just said he would then enroll him in school. But before he said he already had him enrolled. See, it's little things like that. Like, of course, we're going to pick up on them because we're listening. We're studying the interviews. But the difference is we're not studying the interviews to place blame.
No, and it doesn't change how I feel about Seth at all.
No, me either. I want to say, I think that Seth and Katie didn't talk.
Yeah.
I feel like
he said that. He said
all
that.
communication went
Mhm.
through Chris, right?
And he has said, yeah, he said that he didn't talk to Katie near as much as he would Chris. Him and Chris would text frequently because, like he said, almost every day. And when pressed, like why, I think this is on Terry Lynn's interview, when pressed as to the why, he said because Chris was just easier to get a hold of. He answered it.
Yes.
Back, so
yeah. Okay. Hmm.
I wanted my son to live with me. I've always wanted my son to live with me.
What did you like as far as the video that you seen? I don't know if you can say or not, but what did you exactly see on the video that you seen with TBI? And you said Katie was there too. What did you see there?
Where she and Sebastian walked out of Roadhouse and got into the meeting, and that was what they showed me.
I got you.
Yeah.
And did he look happy at all, or in distress? He wasn't in distress, was he?
He's always happy when he's with me. So, he didn't look like his joyous self that he is with me. But
oh, come on.
Or in distress? He wasn't.
What they showed me.
I got you. And did he look happy at all, or in distress? He wasn't in distress, was he?
I didn't catch what he said.
With me.
He said he didn't look like he was as happy as he was with me.
Gotcha. And did he look happy at all, or in distress? He wasn't in distress, was he?
He's always happy when he's with me. So, he didn't look like his joyous self that he is with me. But, he's different out there, and I know why now.
I didn't hear that part. What was that?
He's different with them, and now I know why now. See, it's little things like that he says that gets people going again about
it does,
Chris
but
and
just
Katie.
keep in mind these are exes. All right, they're exes, and
That's
so
true.
just keep it in mind. I've never had an ex, but I've talked before about how my friends have exes and stuff, and sometimes they're throwing shade, and sometimes they're the best person in the world. So just keep it in mind.
He is with me. But, he's different out there, and I know why now. So, no, it wasn't it wasn't my normal kids. They may have had a good day, good weekend from their point of view. But it's like when he goes and gets in my truck, when we're leaving dinner, he runs to my truck. On this one, he just kind of walks.
Light up the chat with them green. Yeah, light up the chat with his favorite color, guys. Light it up with them green hearts. For sure, light it up. And we need to keep this word out here about Sebastian. Again, we're talking to Seth Rogers here on the line, and I appreciate him even reaching out in a time like this, especially with Easter. The first thing I did today, Seth, you want to hear what I did? I woke up out of bed. The first thing I Googled was Sebastian Rogers, hoping to see that he was found. This was at around 6 o'clock my time. Seen nothing was updated, came straight in here, went online. We're in this fight with you.
I was going to say,
I
the
agree.
relationship could absolutely be different because my relationship with my mom growing up, I was a little more uptight. Like I wasn't completely myself with my mom. But with my dad, I was, I was very open with my dad. So the relationships are different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it seems
They
like
are.
mom and Chris was more of the
Authority figures.
Yeah.
And dad was definitely the more, just from his own accounts, he was the more laid back. He said, he left him home alone all night for 12 hours a night while he was at work. He let him be on his gaming systems more or go FaceTime alone in the bedroom.
It's like,
he was,
hello.
more laid back.
Listen, you don't think he could have gotten to a Modern Warfare lobby while you was at work?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Lord. Okay, when you're on PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. If you're playing a Call of Duty or Modern Warfare, whatever, it's a first-person shooter game, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But when you enter into those games, you play online, and you go into a lobby with sometimes up to 30 people, and the lobbies constantly change. Constantly. You can get messages from people in the lobby like, some guy could kill you and you send him a message and tell him to fuck off. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Like, it's very open communication.
Another thing that Seth told us was that Sebastian liked to watch gamers on YouTube. And so
Uh-huh.
maybe before all this, Seth wasn't aware that he could actually talk with people on YouTube. Because I know,
Mhm.
5 years ago, me or my husband wouldn't have known about YouTube chats. We would have just gone to
I
YouTube
just
for
found out 2 years ago.
yeah,
I
simple
had no
things.
idea.
So
That's why
possible.
it has to be left open for a possibility to
Mhm.
me in my mind.
Helen, he said that he was FaceTiming Chris's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We're in this fight with you, and I'm going to cover this until he's found. I don't care
I'm
what
gonna
that
be
time
here
is.
until he's found.
So you
My
always
life
have
is
a
not.
platform here.
My life is not complete until I find my son.
And I heard you say that on Pascal's last night, and I just looking at you, I connected with you emotionally on what you were saying, and the fact that you were smiling. I seen people saying in my chat, "Why is he smiling? He just seen his boy alive."
Good
On
night,
video. That
Kimber.
gave him hope for everything that he's been doing this last 30+ days. That he has hope to
Oh,
find
you're
his
not
boy,
saying
and that's
good
why he was
night.
smiling
Never
the way he
mind.
was.
He's alive. He's alive. And I mean, it's not,
Oh, my bad, Kimber. I thought you were saying you were going to
Seen
sleep.
his boy alive on video. That gave him hope for everything that he's been doing this last 30+ days. That he has hope to find his boy, and that's why he was smiling the way he was.
he's alive. He's alive. And I mean, it's not a current video, but it's like I smile or I cry whenever I watch any of the videos I have of him. I've got videos of him when he was 6 years old opening Christmas gifts or birthday gifts, and it's just like I've had so many news medias want to share more pictures, share more videos. I can't. If I never find my son, these are all I have left of him. These are mine. I understand
That's
people want to see them. Like, they're mine. And I don't want to share them.
Seth, we get it to me, man.
It
Feel that
breaks
pain,
my
man.
heart.
I feel that pain. And
Yeah.
I hate to ask you this type of question.
I agree, Moms. He wanted friends, and it's so easy to
Mhm.
make friends in a gaming lobby. It's literally 15 to 30 people at a time. You can chat with them if you're wearing the headset, or you can message them through text.
But I'm only asking it because I want answers. And I hate to freaking ask this, but when you went to search with Chris, did you notice anything on his arms? Any marking? Allegedly?
I didn't.
Oh my God.
I didn't because I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking at him. I had my flashlight out, dude.
Yes, sir.
Out the window, looking to see if there was locks on sheds or in between houses while we drove. I wasn't paying attention to him.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
I still don't pay attention to him. I'm still out here looking for my son.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did he have his glasses? And what was his sight range without them? Nearsighted or farsighted? I mean, I think that's important here, especially if he got out on.
Are these other YouTubers not watching his other interviews? He's on every damn interview. He says Sebastian had his glasses.
I know.
Pay attention, y'all.
I really wish, because that's going to start leading to some frustration for him. What are some
Yeah.
new questions that you could ask him? Things like that.
Well, I'm not an interviewer, so
Me either. That's all. I don't know if I could.
fun yai nun yai.
need to be thinking of those things though, because I feel like if people could give him more new questions, I think it would be beneficial for his heart and soul as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You think and I'll think. Well, I'll think. If you come up with something good, email it.
Nunya has questions already. Of course she does. She's like a born
good.
interviewer.
She is like, girl.
I know.
Foot.
Yeah, he's got vision like his daddy. I wear glasses, or else I can't see anything. So I have nearsighted. I can only see near. I need my glasses to see far.
David, I can answer that.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
People,
hold on.
If people want to.
What David say? The real
question is, what time did Chris Proudfoot arrive to Hendersonville from Memphis? 1 o'clock, according
1
to
o'clock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. According to Seth, because he was still in his uniform.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's where it does get a little muddy, because one time he said it was much later, and then Chris said it was 1, and then Seth came back and said it was 1 as well. So I'm going with 1.
Hell, I appreciate the Cash App, the GoFundMe, and all that sort of stuff. But if you could just search, nobody in the world.
Ooh, that's a good question.
As much as finding my son.
Oh.
I got that GoFundMe posted, but you heard what he just said. Searching
is a good
means a
one.
lot more. Searching it. So if you're in that area, let me know if this is right. Seth, the Rudder, 126 River Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075. That's the address.
Yep, we'll be meeting there Monday.
Monday, that address starts as the headquarters?
That's where we're all meeting in the parking lot. The rudder said that we could meet there.
Yes, sir.
I have nobody searching tomorrow. I need people to actually enjoy the family that you have. Because you never know when it's going to be just away. You're never going to know if you're going to wake up the next day and not ever get to see him again.
Seth. Oh my God.
And that's what Easter is about.
Yes, sir.
It's about giving thanks
I just shared that.
and enjoying family.
That's what it. You're right. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Do you know if they are cooperating with law enforcement still when it comes to your son?
From my understanding, they are.
So they haven't lawyered up or anything like that?
Not that I know of.
Yes, sir.
But again, everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's still searching. None.
Who was eating at the restaurant
No,
the night of
he's
his
not.
disappearance?
He can't search.
Did he
because-
stop? He said he was going
Well,
out
in the
with
video-
his
Well, he might
busted
be.
arm and everything.
He might be. Well, maybe he's changing his mind. On one of the last interviews of his I watched, he said he can't search because of his shoulder. Maybe he's just going to go to the search site and be there, be a part of it, be moral support. But he said he couldn't get out in there and search. But maybe that's changed since then. That was before the weekend, so.
Well, or maybe he means he'll stay out in like the open areas looking. Yeah.
It just shows Katie and Sebastian. They're the ones that came out of the door. You know, it wasn't like they were showing me this for investigative purposes. They showed me this because I requested it in the first week of this.
So this was something that you've been requesting and wanting to see for the longest time now. It felt like a long time because 1 day is a long time right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Did somebody say Nancy Grace?
Oh my God. Nunya said Nancy Grace.
I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch.
Thank you, Nunya. We needed that little brief intermission because things were getting really heavy. Woo! Aunt Nancy.
Did CPS discuss with you everything relating to Chris's alleged reprimanding of children and his issue with his ex-wife Nina? I mean, I've been seeing this stuff coming out.
No. And it's like CPS met with us when Sebastian went missing, and they never brought this up. And from my understanding, it's because it's sealed.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was that?
No, you're
Blew
fine.
his
Take your time. You
nose.
take your time, Seth.
Oh.
He's blowing his nose.
There's a lot of questions here that I have that are just on my heart. Like,
Oh,
please
bless
confirm
him.
if there's CCTV of Chris in Memphis at the same time his phone was there to you, or is that just investigative? And also, what are your thoughts as a trained law enforcement? No scent, no scent, right? Leaving the house, except a small hit from law enforcement dogs, which they lost. I mean, I'm confused as someone who's looking at this and seeing all these different things, but there's no suspect, or you know what I mean? Like this is a long time for your boy to be gone, and it just worries me. It worries me.
It worries me every day. But I have to have faith in the system. I work in this system.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to have faith in the system.
Absolutely. And I was just wondering what your thoughts were on that scent being called.
I thought you were popping those up there. I was like,
I mean, when you hear something like that, that's hope for you. And that just goes away. I was wondering what the heck that was. How did they lose that scent?
there wasn't a scent.
Has it
He
been
already
confirmed
told
exactly?
you
Because I heard you
that.
touch up on it in the past. Later.
He told him that twice now.
I know. He's on my kids. I already told you there was no scent.
Mm-mm. Do you think maybe it's because these YouTubers get nervous once they finally get
Oh yeah,
him
I
up
bet.
there?
Like I couldn't. That's why I'm like I couldn't do an interview because I'd probably do the same thing here and ask the same question over and over. Probably would. So did you say your name was Seth? Is that yeah? Something dumb like that.
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
I was told by a person with the dog that they hit on a scent, but then later on I was told that it wasn't what they thought it was. So
Interesting.
they're telling me it's information that was false, and I have to go with what they're telling me.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't say there's not much you
You
can
know?
put to that. I wonder why they searched that landfill. Like Nancy Grace said, I wonder what the affidavit says about the landfill. Have you got a clear answer on that from law enforcement at all?
It's still an active investigation.
Now he told us, you're muted if you're talking. He told us on another interview that they were sent to search it because of a tip.
Yes, he did. But not a tip through them.
No, to law
Right,
enforcement.
to law
from the
enforcement.
trash people. Yeah, that's what he said.
And then Kimber says if you listen to the original dispatch call, there was a canine dog, Max. He tracked to the retention pond and dove in. Maybe that's what TBI is going to do. Maybe that's what the press conference is for, like to
Maybe
clear up
clear
these
this up.
inconsistencies.
That'd be nice. Good night, water loving dog.
Good night.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
The best.
So I'm not going to get any information for this stuff. The only way I'll get any of this information is we find Sebastian. That's it.
I think people are going, that's a little bit wild. Sebastian been put in protective custody. Seth would know about that. He would have been contacted. I feel like.
If he was in protective custody?
Absolutely.
I would think so.
Does Sebastian have any allergies or foods or allergies to foods or any medications at all that people should know about if he's out there?
I don't think he has any allergies to food. I know he's allergic to grass.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I can think of for his allergies.
That would
And he's
suck.
barefoot.
When he was growing up, boy, wouldn't eat meat. He didn't like meat at all. No chicken, no steak. His favorite sandwich is peanut butter and jelly, still is. You know, his favorite pizza is just straight up cheese pizza.
Typical kid.
Was Seth on cam at work when he went missing? You mean Chris or Seth? Somebody said was Seth at work or on cam at work when he went missing?
Yeah, I was on 6 of them because I was actually in jail working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here's another
Not
one.
to mention, besides that, I have 65 inmates that can tell you where I was at too.
That's a hard job for you to deal with. I mean, what that is? What do you know? Did they show you the timestamp on that video?
Which video?
The video from your son at the restaurant. Did they show you the timestamp exactly, like the time?
I didn't see a timestamp.
Interesting.
What?
Did they even tell you what time? Did they say, "Hey Seth, he was found. We seen him here at this time"?
From the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's wild.
My Bluetooth died. Sorry about that.
No, you're absolutely fine. You're absolutely fine. I was just curious about that. If they said, "Hey Seth, this is the time we seen him leaving at this restaurant," or it showed the timestamp on the video, because I feel like that part would be important too.
Thank you, David.
You know, it probably would have been, but I was
happy to see him.
I was just happy to see my son.
That was a good question,
And
David.
I kick myself in the ass now every day because there's other things that I want to look at it again. I want to watch it again.
And that's the only thing you can think about. I do have to ask you this one. Can you share with us some memories or moments that stand out to you about your son? Because I feel hard to get that when I'm listening to the other side. It's like I'm hearing these bad things and he lies and he's this and he's that.
See?
Oh my God.
Bruh.
I can't even reiterate it anymore that that's not accurate. Like, where do they come up with this? Do they just listen to clips of the parent?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think because they're not listening to the interviews from beginning to end, they're listening to other YouTubers' opinions on it, the people along the same lines as them, and they're just running with it.
And you know what happens when you listen to a clipped out portion of a live? You don't realize that 5 minutes later they did call out that person. So shut up. But like, you just don't even know that it did take place. So.
Because you didn't watch the whole thing. Listen, it's tedious. It is. It really is tedious to go through each and every interview and listen to every word the parents say. But when you do, you have the answers in that regard to where if somebody says, well, they were talking negatively, well, me and Deets can tell you we heard more positive than negative because we did listen to every single word they said. And we didn't just listen to YouTubers or take their word for it or only watch clips with opinions. And we didn't do that.
Nope.
Duchess will be covering it tomorrow. I'll drop her link in just a second. Let's get this playing again.
Well, since I have you and you have so much great to say, and I love the way that you put these things again, I just want you to share maybe some memories or moments that stand out to you about him.
Where do I start? When he was an infant, child would sleep 4 hours a day. That was about it. He was normally awake for 18 to 20 hours a day. Always going, started crawling everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And he would just laugh. I was an infant. He would just laugh.
Do you even watch any other interviews, bruh? I love
He would just sit
her.
there and have laughing
I do
fits
too.
for like 15, 20 minutes. It was great.
Absolutely, Duchess.
Sit there, and the times that he would sit there, he'd be crawling across the floor, and it's just like he would literally just pass out where he's at. Like he's finally so
Aw.
tired that he just goes to sleep, and then sit there and make him a little pallet on the floor, clean him on there so he's all nice and comfortable. And then I lay down next to him, and I try to get some sleep. I remember a time that he was young. He was changing the diaper. Katie was, and I walked into the room, and he literally shot shit out of the bath. Tried to hit me with it. Okay.
No,
I mean, these are memories that I remember clear from 14 so years ago. I remember the first time that I woke up and I heard him in his crib, and I'm like, okay, he's awake. Let's go ahead and make him a bottle and get it ready. And I walked into the living room and smelled at me, and I was like, oh no, this ain't good. So I was walking down the hallway to get to his room, and I swing into the bathroom and turn on the shower because I know that he had dug into his diaper and started painting the wall.
Oh no.
It was nasty.
Oh, that's so
And I appreciate you sharing those
horrible.
moments with us. And those things are important
happens.
to me. Those cherishing little moments. I feel like those questions, I haven't heard it. Now, I do want to ask you this, and I know I can already tell, but I just want to shoot it. It's how has your son's disappearance impacted you and your family emotionally and psychologically, sir? I want people to understand this.
My life has been on hold. I try to tell people they really don't go to sleep. If I sleep, I have nightmares. I wake up thinking I hear Sebastian in my house. I've woken up in my sleep and Sebastian is standing next to my bed. And, he's wearing a white t-shirt and his jammy pants. And it's like, it's not even him at the age of 15. It's him at the age of like 9 or 8. And he's just like, Dad, I'm hungry. Can we have breakfast? And I'm like, I wake up, is it not here?
Oh
my God.
And it's like,
I
look
don't
over
even want to
and I've only been asleep
imagine.
for like 20 minutes.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, well, fuck it. Get up, wash my face, put on clothes, and decide where I want to go search today.
I appreciate you sharing that because I think it's important that that people can understand what you're going through with just waking up every day and having to toughen up to go to these places and actually search for your son and what it can do to you emotionally and psychologically. I appreciate you touching up on that.
And
Now,
that
I do
can
want to ask you this. Can you
happen.
describe the events leading up to your son's disappearance and how you first realized?
That can happen to all three of them. If the others have nothing to do with it, if Seth has nothing to do with it, that's what they're all experiencing. Living that nightmare day after day and forcing themselves to get up out of bed and put one foot in front of the other, choosing hard decisions such as having to go to work because your bills don't stop. Not in America. There's no reprieve for this. You still got to pay your bills. You still got to do the normal day-to-day life things on top of the fact that you have to go out there and try to find your son. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You're muted, babe.
Oh shit. And tack on the YouTube situation onto all of that. I can't imagine.
Right.
I think
Very
I'd be broke down by now.
realized he was missing? Did you get a phone call? When did it happen? When did the shot come to you? When, you know, I'm just curious about that. And when how you first heard it.
I don't know when the shot came, to be honest. There's not a defining point. You know, I got off of work at 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Left, went to my truck. You know, to me, it was just a normal day. So I'm talking to my coworkers. And I'm like, you know, Monday morning, we're off for the next 2 days. You know, so it was like, you know, it was just normal conversation with people. Normal day. You know, go home, get some sleep, you know, try to rest up, see everybody on Wednesday. And I went and got in my truck. I grabbed my phone. And I said, I have a missed phone call and a text message. No voicemail. So I turned around and text message 911. So I called. And that's when I find out from Chris.
So you,
my son's missing.
So you first found out from Chris.
Yeah.
He said that over and over too.
Yep.
Shitty way to find out. And you find out all this other stuff on the internet the wrong way. Now, people know this, but in general, there is new people that haven't heard of this case whatsoever. So I do like to ask stuff like this because some people don't understand, you know, what is going on right now. They may be new to this case or listening, just tuned in today. What steps have you taken so far to try to find your son? And what has been the response from the community? And I already know, obviously, I know that answer because I've been watching and I've been seeing and spreading the word about this case ever since right after the Madeline Soto case. But what steps, again, have you taken so far to try to find your son? And what has been the response from the community?
Today we had people actually come in all the way from Ohio. I want to thank those people for coming in all the way from Ohio. I mean, that's a pretty long trek to come in just to help for a day. You know, they didn't have to. I appreciate it. We gave them a whole bunch of flyers and asked them to spread them on the way. You know,
that's so awesome of people, man.
There's still good in this world.
There is.
The difference is that there's still a lot of evil.
There is,
and there's a lot of indifference. There are people who do not care.
Agreed. 100%.
Which means the people that are wanting to do good, we have to do better. Because that's what we're fighting in this world.
We are fighting evil every single day. Now, this may be hard question. It may be easy for you, but I know it's going to be hard, obviously. How have you been coping with the uncertainty and not knowing what happened to Sebastian? Like, I don't even understand how you could be coping right now or even holding the phone. Better yet, speaking.
I'm his voice. For me to give up or for me to quit is to give up on faith. Faith that my son is out there somewhere. I taught my son how to be a survivor, and I'm hoping right now that he's doing it. But I can't give up. I have to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I don't know if you want to share. Do you have a personal theory about what you think happened?
I don't. Because there's no evidence that I've been given. And like I said, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And I need definite proof to blame somebody for something.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. You got to have something. You can't. That's what I was telling people earlier. You know, I seen people saying, lock this person up or lock that person up. And you got to have evidence and probable cause for that. You can't just go and put somebody in cuffs because they've spanked someone or did something bad. They have to have probable cause and proof of that to go and, you know, arrest someone. But I get what people are saying. I understand where everyone is coming from here. But I got to ask you this question, and this question also to follow up with what I just asked you. How has the support from friends, family been? Has it helped you navigate through this ordeal?
Good question.
That's a good question.
My friends and my family have come together a lot. They're calling me every day. They're there when I call them. They give me ideas. They help me sit there and figure out where we can go to search.
That's great. I'm glad that because I've seen it too. I've seen a bunch of your friends and people pulling up and helping you.
Thank you,
different spots that
Brooklyn.
you are
I'm
searching.
going to
I
look
think
that
it's
up tonight.
awesome. The community, the support, the people that are flying in or driving in. I think this is how we need to continue to be, to not only reach out and help whoever we are. It doesn't even matter where you're at. You could be in California right now. Sharing this story out here helps Seth, Sebastian, and the rest of the family in any way that you could possibly think. So everything counts. If you're close, help search. If you were close or you can make it there somehow, help search. It's the Rudder, 126 River Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075. You can go there starting Monday. Chris, Seth, what time is it on Monday?
9:30.
9:30 on Monday. You can go and help search. And again, 126 River Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075. That place. Can you share any messages or appeals to the public regarding your son's disappearance?
I need people to keep their heads up, their eyes open. On your way to work, on your way to get coffee in the morning, fill up the gas tank. Just keep your head up and your eyes open.
I got you. Now, again, I'm going to ask this too, because there's new people arriving in this chat right now. How can people best support you and your family during this time, both emotionally and in the search for your son?
I ask people to hand out flyers. Hand out flyers.
Okay. Hand out flyers. You heard the man. Hand out flyers, share, spread the word, wherever. Hand out flyers. Has there been any promising leads at all or developments in the search for your son that you can share with us?
No. They're not sharing anything with me. They won't. I'm not part of the investigation. So, the only thing they've asked me to do is keep sharing flyers.
Gotcha. Memphis, that was a good question. Let's see.
Here's your
we
fat
asked that one. What are your
girl.
thoughts as a trained law enforcement? Somebody asked in chat. What is your thoughts on this case as trained law enforcement? Doorbells came.
Is the crowd puts in here?
Say again, sir?
Well, no, I'm going through chat and somebody said the crowd puts in.
Yeah, if you want to, if you want to respond to any questions out of the chat, feel free to respond to any questions out of the chat as they can hear you loud and clear. If Seth wants to see the video again at the restaurant, what would he look for? Has he called the FBI to help? But that's a great question, Betty Boop. Have you tried to get a hold of FBI?
I've been in touch with them on multiple occasions.
That's awesome. Are they willing to help at all?
They're not willing to let me know anything.
Damn. This is crazy.
It's an active investigation. That's just procedure, man.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
He sounds
But at
like
the same
he's
point in time, they're not
over
gonna
these
tell me anything,
questions.
Yeah, it's like he's sick of the same ones over and over. What Burden say? I wouldn't discourage people from sending money, but for me personally, I would choose to be transparent with the public. That way they can make the decision with full knowledge. That way, if, not saying it, but if something strange were to happen down the line, there's an issue with the money, they wouldn't be blindsided. I know. Yeah, I was gonna share that out, but it's so the lawyer that they're sending the money to, have you heard about this?
Mm-hmm.
He is so he was involved in he admitted to misconduct involving a judge. So
Oh no, I haven't heard about that. I knew
Yeah.
that there was funds set up to the lawyer.
Yeah, he was faced discipline for calling a local judge to get a client out of jail early. And so he admitted to it in exchange for a public censure. So he got that.
Wow.
And like Burden saying, it's not saying that he's not a good person or he's not a, someone you wouldn't want to send money to, but I think it is smart to be transparent with that.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what I would do with that information.
Has there been any, I think this question's been asked a lot, but is there actual footage or has it been officially confirmed that Sebastian was seen taking out the trash Sunday night?
They showed me a video. Can't really see that it's Sebastian, but it kind of has the same quirks. Does it upset you?
Okay, so that kind of I'm assuming that would be the trash can video from the neighbor's house, because everybody was like, well, they said it's pitch black when, at 6:00 there. It would have been really close to dark when they got home from Texas Roadhouse. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think he believes that was Sebastian on the video. You just couldn't 100% tell, but it sounds like he believes that's him.
Yeah.
It's that when people speak allergically. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, there's going to be tons of trolls and stuff. You'll have trolls. There's real people. You hear an echo that may be coming through Seth's side. Did I hear an echo?
Yeah, probably because I'm watching the podcast.
Yes, sir.
While I'm talking to you on another phone.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. I'm not tripping about it. Again, this too, right here, to add to the reward for Sebastian Rogers, for everybody who was just coming in. Checks must be mailed or dropped off to. It says reward for Sebastian Rogers. James 7's reward. What's
the last time I knew it was at 3,500. I've been promoting this on Facebook, and then of course we got those haters out there that want to say that tell people not to donate to a reward to find my son. And it's like, how can you sit there and say that? I called and spoke to this attorney myself, and he told me that he puts everything into an escrow. He gives everybody receipts. And God forbid that we don't find Sebastian, a particular amount of time has passed, he returns everybody their money. It's not a
I like that.
But there are people out there that don't want me to find my son. I got news for them. I ain't stopping.
It won't work.
And if you really don't want me to find my son, don't be a coward. Come talk to me face to face and tell me why you don't want me to find my son.
I like that you said that, because you're going to get people. I'm going to just point this out to you right now. There's going to be people that call you all different types of names and different things. If you guys want to support Seth, here's another way. I got it pinned up top to GoFundMe. This is his Cash App on the screen right now. You can support. There's plenty of ways to support Seth on his search and journey to find his son, Sebastian. This, again, is his Cash App shared from him himself. No one else. I will hold it across the screen, make it full screen. The GoFundMe is pinned in the top of the chat for his, and again, it's a sister made this GoFundMe. I've read it already. I seen it last night when it was shared on Pascal Show. It is for him. He's out here searching for his son. And also the threats. I do want to touch up on this too. The threats. Did you get threatened to be sued or anything like that for having your, or not having your sister, because she made it obviously to help you? And did you get threatened to be sued by Chris or a lawyer?
Chris threatened to get an attorney if I didn't, and I quote, curb your sister or I will step on her toes.
Wow.
You know, to each their own.
And if he is saying that, that was disrespectful as fuck. I don't care what the agreement is.
I agree.
We all have our own opinion. My sister did that because she already knew. She already knew that I wasn't going to go back to work, that I was going to try to find my son.
That's the part that bothers me.
Knows me. Oh, we've had people show up at, when we were in the parking lot by the bowling alley. We had some people show up and tell people not to donate to the refund, to the reward for finding my son.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people on Facebook, don't donate to this. They're all a scam. That's fine.
That's
who you working for better be paying your bills.
Shame on them.
I believe in karma. What goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Old Testament. That's what a lot of people don't. I'm Roman Catholic. I'm Old Testament believer.
That's crazy, man.
You know?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. God has found me. I'll tell you that much. He changed my life. He changed my life in many ways. And here I am here today with you. I hope that something comes about everything that everyone is contributing to out here, whether it be doing live streams, out there searching with Seth, even if it's somewhere else and you're out there searching or putting up flyers like Seth was talking about. It all helps. And again, I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around why somebody would say or try to control whether you're searching, because that's what it is for me.
Oh, that's another good question.
Tell me that he said that he would get a lawyer. Like, because what? You're out there searching, Seth. How are you supposed to pay your bills if you're searching? You're going to lose your job,
oh,
right?
Seth said it wasn't. Oh,
I mean, people are going to help, and there's nothing that nobody can do about it.
But they had also tossed the room.
We're here to help, buddy.
That's true.
I should put that in. He had also said that law enforcement had tossed the room about 10 times. So there's no way of knowing unless Katie talks about it, whether it was from Sebastian or law.
Yeah, because it would be from her seeing it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Before anything happened.
I hear you. I want to answer this one for one person in chat.
Yes, sir.
Where is it? It just spit up. No, I can't see it. Joe Bickers. The attorney needs to make it so we can add to the reward money through a Cash App or something. Most don't do checks anymore. Well, doesn't say, please. I tell you what, Monday I'll reach out to the attorney and I'll see what he can do. But the most of the reason that he wants checks and stuff like that is because he wants to give people receipts.
I get that too.
And short one, Kate. I want flyers of my son from coast to coast. I want people to be able to throw an airplane across the puddle to the UK, to Australia. I want everybody. I want everybody in the world to find my son. Find him for me.
Why did Chris ask him? What do you mean? What did Chris ask who? Chris asked. What do you mean, Janet? A little lost on that question. Why did Chris ask? Ask him. Maybe it was during a certain. Seth, what can we do as a Rap Gang family? I appreciate you, Cindy. She says, what can we do as the Rap Gang family to help you?
Spread his name, spread his picture. I mean, the more people that see him, the less it is that he can hide. You know, the less that if somebody has him, the less that they can hide him from the light. I need my son in the light so that we can get him back to me, so that my life won't be so dark anymore. Because my life has been pretty damn dark now. Took the light away from me. I will search until I find it.
Drop them greens, them green hearts in chat. Light the chat up with them green hearts. Sebastian Strong hashtag. There's a lot. There's a lot here. I appreciate you, Seth, for even coming on tonight, especially going into, you already know, Easter Sunday. I just can't imagine. I just can't
I'm
imagine.
praying for an Easter miracle. Let him be found today.
I just want to say a prayer real quick while I have you on the line, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you with heavy hearts, lifting up young Sebastian Rogers' family and himself to your loving care. The uncertainty, in the midst of the uncertainty and fear, we turn to you, the source of comfort and strength. Lord, Sebastian has been missing from his home in Tennessee for too long, and our hearts ache with worry for his safety and well-being. Again, we pray for your divine intervention, guiding those involved in the search efforts with wisdom and perseverance. Surround Sebastian with your protective embrace, shielding him from harm and leading him back to the loving arms of his family. Grant solace to Sebastian's loved ones as they endure this agonizing weight. Comfort them in their moments of despair, reminding them of your unfailing love and presence in their lives. May they find strength and support of their community in the assurance of your promises. Lord, we pray for a breakthrough in the search for Sebastian Rogers, that the darkness and uncertainty may be lifted and the light of hope may shine brightly once more. Help us to trust in your timing and your plan, even when answers seem elusive. We ask you for your peace to reign in the hearts of all who are affected by Sebastian's disappearance, sustaining them through this trial and renewing their hope for his safe return. In your mercy, hear our prayers. May your guiding hand be upon Sebastian Rogers, leading him home to the arms of those who love him dearly. In the name of our son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
I had to get that off.
Amen. I don't like you, T-Rev, but I'll take part in that prayer.
I had to get that off with you on the line. I appreciate you, Seth.
Okay, I think we're going to end it right there. That was a good spot to end it. And I think the interview's over right after that. So, well then. That's so hard.
It was. It's a lot.
Hearing him get so upset.
That's what I was saying. It's gotta. I don't feel anything negative towards any of these parents. It doesn't mean that there
Me either.
isn't something, but I just don't feel that their hearts have to be breaking. I hope he's found soon. I'm hoping for something positive from tomorrow's presser. I know there's no new
Well, me
information,
too.
but
Y'all make sure I'm dropping Duchess's link again. She's going to be doing the presser live. So make sure you go over that tomorrow. It's 12 Eastern Standard Time, 11 Central Time.
okay, sounds good. All right, I'll hop down. Thanks, Johnson, for having
Thanks for
me
coming
on.
up with me, babe. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, David. Thank y'all. I just wanted to bring the focus back onto Sebastian, and the best way to do that right now is to follow Seth, because Seth is all over the place. I mean, we laugh about it, yeah, because it's just like we can't keep up with him, and I'm stalking Seth on the YouTubes, but he is that person for Sebastian. He is Sebastian's voice right now. Katie and Chris they can't, even if they wanted to be Sebastian's voice, they can't be Sebastian's voice anymore because of the chaos that's been caused. So Seth is Sebastian's voice, and that's who I'm keeping up with and keeping track of. Sebastian has been getting lost in this chaos, and we need to find Sebastian. Thanks for coming here, guys. I appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your Monday night and a great start to your Tuesday. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.